hit those full buys constantly, so it put them in a hole big time. And then, you know, losing the second round eco after winning T-side pistol, and then also subsequently losing the CT side pistol definitely didn't help them at all either.
Yeah, that's the real thing. After that first half and then losing pistol round in second half, Liquid really only had like one chance to stabilize their economy, and they failed at it. So, I mean, that was pretty much the match right there. Just ended very quickly in that second half. But either way, I don't expect them to have too much trouble against Follow Esports in this matchup. I expect them to clean this up, especially starting CT side of Inferno. This should be pretty good first half for them where they could just crush it.
Agreed, as we did just see them pick up that knife round, so they do choose to start on the CT side, obviously the more favorable side here on Inferno. And again, for those of you tuning in from home, you do have Liquid on the CT side. That's Elige, Nitro, Hiko, Fugly, and Adren facing off against Follow Esports, which is Hades, Wabbit, Els, Ape, and Odig, Mr. Ocean himself. So we'll see how they decide to play this pistol round as we do move forward into the first round of this matchup. And again, Elige actually going to get very aggressive. Oh my goodness, Ape's just going to completely annihilate him. So that early aggression there from Liquid gets completely shut down, and they're going to be forced to play a man down for the rest of this pistol round. Yeah,
this round might just be over. I mean, the two flankers, nice shot from Hiko, but they walked all the way past those players hiding on T-ramp. Fugly turns around, but there's not much you can do. Now the B-bomb site is completely open. You can see the shift start to happening in the defense. And actually, it's Follow Esports right now that has a decision to make, because they're very, very spread out. Nitro's got to do some work here, though.
Yeah, he is going to get smoked off. He does tag Ocean down to 69, so the nade comes in as well as El eats that one a little bit. And now the peek comes out. El's going to take that. Adren does eliminate Ocean, so that is going to be another casualty here for the Follow Esports side. But again, 3 versus 3 post-plant situation, and a lot of work left for the Liquid side if they do want to be able to win this pistol round. Hades playing back from the new box. They've got one in Emo. That's going to be Els, and then also over by the Banana Hall. But here's the duel in the back of that bomb site, and Hiko's actually going to pick up a third and a fourth of the round, and he's got a kit. So Hiko, the one-man wrecking crew in the pistol round. We saw his Tech 9 work, what was it, a week ago on Cash, and now we get to see him with the P2000 popping heads. That was 4 headshots for Hiko that round.
Yeah, that was absolutely sick. What a round from him. Not only that, but Adren had the kit initially, so when he falls in water, Hiko he knows he has to come into this bomb site through that pathway. So he's got 3 angles that are being covered. One player in back right, one back left, and one over towards Banana. So I mean, he has to hit those shots when he does, and just a masterful round from Hiko.
Doing what Hiko does best, get headshots. And now we see the aggression again coming out from the CT side. This time it's going to be Nitro down mid with the MP7. He's going to find one. Elige down Banana as well. So they're really turtled up now on the terrorist side. They've got absolutely no map to work with right now. You can see they've got the balcony push as well from Fugly, holding them in the alternate mid. He's going to get triple peaked here, and he does pay the price, but there's already 2 members of the terrorist force down, and now Nitro and Elige going to get aggressive, and there's Wabbit picking off another one, so it's back to even strength on 3v3.
Yeah, but I mean, just pinned so far away. Nitro's going to commit to that fight. He gets the bomb down, and he's not punished for it whatsoever, so he actually is going to get away. Not really any kind of investment here out of Follow Esports, which is pretty nice. With that bomb plant, they'll get the 3rd round buy. They'll get the AK-47s out. So looking pretty decent, aside from just getting kind of cleaned up this round a little bit. Elige does drop out there at the end of this round, but he was already dead, so not too much of an issue.
Yeah, and with them they didn't even invest in any rifles this round. It was all SMGs, so they put a lot of money in the bank. Nitro picking up 2 kills that round, Fugly and Adren as well. Even though one of Nitro's kills was with the Tech 9, so he didn't get as much money as he probably would have preferred. But Ape's still your lone survivor on the terrorist side, trying to make something happen here in alternate mid. He hasn't even picked up the bomb yet, so he's just looking to do some damage if he can. He does have Adren there at the bottom of mid. Hiko's going to take the shoulder peek, and Adren should peek out, and they do combine to take him down. So that will be a second round for Liquid, and I do expect, well, Elige is back in, so no timeout's going to be taken here from Liquid.
Yeah, the question is how many of them are going to upgrade. I mean, Hiko's going to keep the P90 or drop it over to a teammate for sure, but are Nitro and Adren going to upgrade those MP7s, or are they just going to save them? The big thing as well, because you do see the 5 AKs out for Follow Esports, and actually Elige picks up a P90 instead of upgrading to a rifle, so they actually have 4 SMGs on the board on the Liquid side. Pretty interesting, but they have a lot of utility to use behind it, so they can do some pretty creative things, and it looks like 3 players over at B trying to establish some banana control, but Elige gets blocked off by a Molotov. He mows one down, so does Fugly. All of a sudden, a really, really good round.
Yeah, those SMGs going to work, and Elige already with an AK now. He just got one pick with the P9. He swaps immediately to the AK, and now they're going to have an extra rifle on the CT side for the remainder of this round. Hiko lining up a smoke here from CT spawn is going to launch that down to the bottom side of Banana to hold that area off as well, as he does have Elige pushed very aggressively down there, and that's going to allow him to retreat if he does so choose back towards that B-bomb site, and that's exactly what he's going to do as he works his way up through the pillars there. But now, what do the terrorist side of Follow Esports do? They have no map control whatsoever. They do have one player at the top of mid, which is Hades, spamming a smoke, but he's not finding any connection on anybody over in that area. So what do, Moses, in a man-down situation on the terrorist side of Inferno?
Their only real thing to do here, I mean, they don't have a lot of utility. They have one smoke and two flashes. This is pretty much all they're resigned to, and they're committed to it now because they have no map control anywhere else. So they've actually got to speed this up before the rotations come in, and this is good. This is a 1-on-3 for them. Alicia's got to come up with something before Hiko gets over here. But there's not a lot of pressure being put on.
Yeah, and Hiko's made his way over. He drops the flashbang out, and there it is. Elige going to spray and pray. He doesn't connect, and Hades hits the headshot, so that's the B-bomb site open for business. And now we're back down to a 3v3. It's the pistol round all over again, but this time it's two SMGs and a rifle in the hands of the CT side as opposed to the pistols only, but we'll see whether or not they can execute this retake once again.
That was a really ugly hold by Elige. You don't often see him just commit to a spray like that. He's a little bit more precise normally, but here comes the flash. Nitro's going to lead the way, finds that first kill. Now it's a 3-on-2. Elsa's got to hold things off as Ocean gets smoked off, and there's a Dread. Spots him coming through the smoke, gets that kill, and now it's just all down to Elsa. It's the first two. Can he handle the third? He can. It's the P90 with a kit as well, so Hiko should have this no problem. Nice retake from Team Liquid.
Yeah, and again, not a big investment from them out of that round either. Elige picking up the P90, and the only rifle buy was Nitro with the M4 that round, so they actually got out of that with a lot of money as well. You can see $8,000 for Hiko. He's 6-0 right now, hasn't died. 4K on the pistol round and picks up a couple more frags in the last couple of rounds. So 3-0 for Liquid, and again, that's going to reset that money on the Follow Esports side. So Tech9's one person did pick up head armor. That is going to be L's to see whether or not he can make anything happen this round. Smoke all the way to the top of mid to start this round out off of the back of Ocean. So see where they do decide to go this round, Moses.
Yeah, it's really nicely done early on from Team Liquid. So even with that plant, also can afford that head armor because now he's going to start getting the losing bonus going his way as well. So that's actually not too big of an investment. Pop flash in the halls just to get some information, but they don't see anything. We should mention, because this is a really good start of the Team Liquid, that since Hiko joined, what, like 3 weeks ago or so? It was last month sometime. Our Rotoderp has told us that Liquid is 29-8 since Hiko has joined. So very, very quickly have they been rising to the top of North American Counterstrike.
Yeah, and that just shows you the impact that he's had on this roster, bringing a lot of wealth of knowledge to this team as well. You can actually see Adren does pick up the AWP for this round, so fully invested now are the CT side, as they do have the 4 rifles with the AWP to boot. But there you go, Adren's actually going to miss the first shot. He's going to go for the repeat, does drop the flashbang out, hits another one, but Nitro and Fugly are there to clean up 2 more. And there it is, the last one. Nitro going to have the 3K on the round. Quick, uneventful round there for Team Liquid as they do pick up their 4th.
Yeah, managing that really, really well. I mean, there was no real risk whatsoever against those Tech9s, so not a huge deal, and they don't overcommit to any fights. You could see Adren just being cautious, staying alive, grabbing his 1 kill in Archside, but this is the big round. This is on the Follow Esports. They have their 5 AKs once again. They have their Molotovs, 3 of them. They have smokes across the board, so they have all options open to them, but they've got to at least do some damage here before this money really starts blooming for Team Liquid.
And bloom it shall. Again, Hiko surviving that last round just puts more money in the bank for his team, and multiple frag rounds here for a couple of the other players, as you saw Nitro picking up a couple that last round as well. So the money definitely going to start stacking up here for the CT side. And you can see, actually, this is a cheeky little boost if they could find it over here in the left side, or the arch side of mid. As Adren did look like he wants to get up on top of his teammate's head, but look at this, Fugly isolated in pit. He's going to go down, but now behind the smoke, he can see through it. Adren, he's going to miss the shot, drops the nade. That might take down 8. Actually drops him down to 18 HP, and Ocean's going to burn Nitro alive after he gets traded out. So a pretty good-looking start to this round for the Follow Esports squad.
Yeah, Elige on the flank, though. He's going to go in towards hold. So really, Adren's just got to hold far back, try and stay alive, see if he can get one pick. It doesn't look like Follow Esports is going to give him too much to work with. You also have Hiko coming up lane, so they've got to manage this really, really well. They have a lot of nades and flashes to hold him back.
And now Elige creeping his way on out. He's going to spot Hades. Hades capitalizes on it and does take him down, and that's going to leave Hiko and Adren in a 2 versus 3. Adren does take down 8, but looks like they're just going to evacuate from the bomb site and try to hang on to the rifles. And now Adren's really got to be careful because he is getting chased down. As you can see, Hades coming around the corner. Adren's going to hit a nice shot on him, but Els is there as well as Wabbit. He should go down, and he does. Let's see if they decide to pick up the AWP and put it into one of their players' hands this round, and they do.
Yeah, I'd imagine Wabbit's just going to keep that. I mean, he's the one that's known for kind of using the AWP out of this roster. So nicely done. Follow Esports gets their first one, but they cannot afford to get reset here. And with that op, things are going to slow down. That round was just players just walking out halls very, very aggressively, and Fugly wasn't ready for it in the pit. Was not prepared for that kind of aggression. They swung out wide before he was ready, had a nade in his hands, and they get punished for it. So now Liquid's going to have to be a little bit more aware of that.
Yeah, not only that, they had both Fugly and Adren playing on the arch side as opposed to having one maybe close on boiler or truck side to stop it, and that wall of smokes just completely separated them from Nitro in the pit. So he was just completely isolated, and even if he would have picked off one, it should have been an easy trade regardless and a free bomb site at that point.
Oh, look at Elige getting aggressive. Nice shot. Now he's able to fall back. Doesn't even take damage, so that's beautifully done from Elige. A huge advantage now for Liquid. 5 on 4. The op is down.
So definitely a good start there for Liquid, trying to reset that money on the Follow Esports side. Now that bomb playing last round did put a little extra money in the bank for him, but they did buy down again, as they did lose a couple of members at the end of that last round. I believe they only had 2 alive, Wabbit and Ape, or Wabbit and Els, I believe, were the last 2 alive in the last round.
Yeah, Hades has worked his way up mid, up towards bracket, so he's just here going to be a lurker, maybe try and cut off some rotations, but he's smoked off from the wrap side, so there's not a whole lot he can do except cause some minimal distraction. He goes cheated over towards the A site, so once again it's Elige playing behind the smoke. He doesn't have one to follow up with it, but he does have 2 flashbangs if an execute starts to come in, and now he sees it. Now he can just toss him out, play a little bit safe, try and keep him back as long as possible when they're blinded. Blinds one, there's Elsa down.
Yeah, Elige is able to pick off one, but Ape is going to be there to burn him alive. He did stand in that Molotov. He does manage to pick up the kill, but the trade does come out. The bomb plant does go down, and it's going to be a man advantage for Liquid on the retake. See what they have here. Ocean playing at New Box. You've got Hades playing from Emo. And you've got, again, it's the same setup that they had in the pistol round. Same exact defense of this bomb plant.
Yeah, they're trying to lurk out a peek from some of the boxes. Ape's going to take down Nitro, though, and this one's going much better with these AK-47s. Still down to a 2-on-2, but that bomb has been ticking for very long, and that kill by Hades just seals it. Adren's the only one left. He can't do anything. Does get away with his gun, but that's going to be a second round for Follow Esports, and that's Liquid out of money completely now, so they're going to be on to a save round. So chance here for Follow Esports to equalize the score, or get it a little bit closer, excuse me, and creep up towards 4 rounds.
Definitely. So if they are able to, pardon me, if they are able to pick up this next round, then they're going to put themselves into a pretty solid start to their terrorist side. I mean, we're only into the 7th round of the first half, so they've got a really good opportunity. It's just a matter of capitalizing on it. They do put the op back in the hands of Wabbit. He didn't really even have it. I don't even think he shot a bullet the last time they had an op. He got killed so quick by Elige.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think he just got so blinded and Elige took advantage of it, so that was actually really, really well done.
So again, we're going to be seeing them slow things down on the terrorist side. No real early commitment. You can see Nitro and Fugly both playing aggressive in halls. They might come under some fire here, as you can see Elsa playing out underneath of the stairwell right now, out by the window room balcony.
Yeah, look at this 3-man. Look at this 3-man stack over towards B. So they actually get aggressive, try and grab some intel, but they don't spot anything. So now it's on Nitro and Fugly. I mean, they know they're going to have some pressure put on him without any intel gathered at B. And there's Nitro. He spots one out, and he falls very, very quickly.
Yeah, Hades has been doing a really, really good job so far in this matchup. He's been getting a lot of really solid entry frags, but they're not ready for Fugly to be coming around from the apartment hallways as well, and he's going to be able to find the back of Hades. He's going to peek out and does spot Ape as well, so that rotation, well, they're just going to hold strong there in the B-bomb site, not even going to give up their pistols at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising there was no rotate once Nitro gets taken out. Not even the rifle or anything like that. They had some players boosted up. They could have kept that safe while still, maybe trying to deal some damage. Fugly might just want to get this AK-47 and fall away for the next round. With 2 rifles, they can really make something happen. It could even be a force buy behind it.
And we'll have to see. Wabbit's going to get an opportunity. He does take down Fugly. He's going to miss the shot on Elige. Elige is going to go down in the long run, and there it is. Ape is going to be able to find one. Adren trades it out, and Ocean through the smoke finds the headshot onto Adren, takes him down, and that is the 3rd round on the board now for Follow Esports. As we move forward into the 8th, there's only 1 round difference between the 2 teams. Liquid still up top, 4-3.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised at how late in the round, Liquid commits to that on the rotate over, so they lose. I mean, they could have saved that AK-47, but I mean, I know they wanted to go for some kills, but either way, they lose both the rifles, and now they have a full buy. So, you know, if they'd been able to keep both those and still full buy in this round, it would have been much, much stronger. As it is, one kit on Fugly and very, very light utility, 4 smokes left in the kit, and then we're going to see a triple push B to gain banana control, and now Dren's going to fall off immediately, but Follow Esports moving pretty aggressively. They're camped completely around these A halls. No one's watching their B flank. And that could cause some problems moving forward.
So we'll have to see whether or not they're able to capitalize on this. It's going to be another quick push towards the A bomb site. And that's a nice counter flash in mid. Fugly's going to capitalize. Takes down both Ocean and Hades. Nitro's going to be there for Elsa that was dropping out of the apartment hallways. But now it's going to be Ape and Wabbit to try to make it happen. Now it's just down to Wabbit as another nice shot rings in from Nitro as he connects with that M4A4 spray. And he actually tags down Wabbit from Pit. 36 HP left for him and an AWP in his hands. And there it is. Nitro going to get the 3K to close out the round. And that will be Liquid capitalizing on another gun round as they try to reset the money situation here for the terrorist side. And they do exactly that. They might be able to force up a little bit behind what they do have.
That was a really nice defense by Fugly and Nitro, working both of them coming from lane. That pop flash was perfect, like you said, but Nitro just turning around. I mean, he's just playing with the small bit of cover that pillar provides, and he hit some really nice shots to the players jumping out of halls. So kudos to him for holding that down really, really strongly. And now, yeah, I mean, this could have been a forced buy out of Follow Esports, but they want to have the full buy. They want to have the full economy, so they're just going to play it safe and save one round here and be able to grab the AK-47s and utility next round.
Nice shot from Adren down mid, though, is going to find Hades, so the early man advantage going the way of Liquid once again at AWP. Starting to light up a little bit here in the hands of Adren. He's 7-4 on the scoreboard, 7-2 for Hiko. And now the push coming up towards Banana, and they've got the double peek going on there. And Hiko's going to be able to spam one down as well as get the headshot onto Wabbit. And he's still looking for it. That AK has been picked up by 8, but the flank is coming out. Nitro should be able to spot him, takes him down, and Hiko falling back intelligently, and he's going to survive the round as well. So 6-3 for Liquid.
Looking good. Adren's got that AWP as well. And here's that buy. They're not going to have an op on the T side anymore, but here's what that affords. There's 4 AK-47s. Utility isn't what they'd like it to be on Ocean. He's got nothing, but Ape's going to have to force up either a Tech 9 or a coL, and he goes for the coL. So, decent buy out of Follow Esports.
I honestly can't say that I blame them for not putting the ult back in Wabbit's hands. Really, the only round that it's been effective so far was on their anti-eco round where he picked off 2 saving CTs. As opposed to that, he hasn't really gotten any kills with the ult yet.
Yeah, Liege playing this much like Flusha does, jumping, or not Flusha, like Fnatic players do, jumping over the smoke, trying to find a kill. See Olaf Meister do that from time to time, and now Hiko's going to respond. He's just going to push up and get more aggressive. Spots him coming through, but he's in midair when they come around, and he gets dropped, but there's Nitro. He gets here just in time, muffs a flashbang, which is pretty rough, but now he's got a lot of work to do. Ape's making a work for it as well. Adren rotates over. That's the AWP, bailing him out of a tough spot, getting a second one as well. Can he get a third? No, but he's holding this down, and it's a 2-on-2, and the HP of Follow Esports so incredibly low.
Yeah, and Fugly's already on the flank coming around from the Banana Hall, so we'll see whether or not he can get in there. They waste their last smoke over towards the CT spawn, so that's going to give a little bit of clairvoyance. Fugly's already pushed his way in. He's going to be able to spot the bomb carrier and takes him down as well. So that's going to be Ocean out, and L's not in a position to trade that one out. He only has 19 HP, so the spray could have been transferred over from one player to the other and gotten the double there, but nevertheless, he doesn't put himself into a position to capitalize. He still hasn't even gotten the bomb picked up or got the bomb plant. Now Adren, sitting all the way back behind the car here outside of the CT arches, is going to be looking for L's to push around.
All he can really do at this point is get the bomb down, and he can't even find it in the fountain, so maybe he can't even really do that. But Liquid's playing this very, very intelligently, just waiting far, far back. And yeah, Elsa can't find the bomb whatsoever, so it's just over. And they're just gonna wait for this timer to run down, and then they're just gonna bail it in. Fugly's got a Molotov, but he's just gonna go straight up for the battle, and he wins it.
That's a little bit unfortunate there for Elsa. He might have been able to put a little bit of money in the bank for his squad for the next round if he was able to do that. They might have actually been able to buy up after that because they have lost 3 in a row, but unfortunately, not going to be able to find it. And I see the Twitch chat blowing up a little bit off of that one. That was pretty funny, though.
I just imagine him as, like, a kid walking up to, like, a fountain and trying to, like, pick pennies out of the water, like the wishing wells.
Where is it?
Poor guy.
That's so unfortunate. It was literally a foot in front of him, and he couldn't find it. Fast push up mid, though. They are going to go full speed. Nitro picks off one, but Els is there to trade it out. And now that Molotov comes around towards the truck side, and look at this rotation. They played 3 strong over that B bomb site to start things off, but Elise is going to have himself a field day, gets 1 and 2. Looking for the last one in Ocean, and he does manage to get the headshot onto him as well. So 8-3 now your scoreline. But I have a question for you, Moses. With this new update, what do you think about all these players switching back to the A4?
I think we're going to see more switch back to the silence, to the M4A1 as time goes on. I think right now it's just
honeymoon phase.
No, they just haven't had a lot of time to really experience it, and they just kind of you see the patch notes, and it just looks like the M4A1 got nerfed to hell. I think it'll take a little bit of time. I think we'll see a few more people switch back, but I think it'll even out as well. I think more people will stay with the M4A4. So
I'd like to see good balance between the two, because obviously it was heavily skewed towards the way of the A1.
It's hard to get a good read on it. There's a Dren getting a nice pick with the AWP, but it's hard to get a good read on an update just, the second day in, not even the first full day. So I think give it a week or two and it'll start to normalize.
Agreed, but again, that early pick going the way of Liquid, and obviously with the changes they've had to the M4s and getting reacquainted with the A4s, they haven't had much of a problem here on their CT side so far, getting, well, the predominant number of the gun rounds. I think only 1 gun round has gone the way of Follow Esports so far. Maybe 2.
Yeah, that's very possible. They did reset the economy pretty early, though, of Team Liquid, but either way, Liquid's defense has just been dominant for the most part. Now 8-3. 4 players remaining, and they're not gaining any grounds. They're getting into some of these battles. The Dren's been dealt some decent damage over towards B, but they haven't really gained too much progress. All they have left, I have 40 seconds left, no map control. Once again, it's just Hades up towards mid, towards brackets, and he's going to throw a really weak fake. And no one's going to rotate off this B bomb site for this. I mean, this is just kind of Follow Esports, just Liquid's just running down the clock at this point.
Molotov behind the smoke. They're going to have to run right through that, but Adren's not even going to wait for that. Neither is Elise. They're just going to spray him down. Not even going to give him an opportunity to get a whiff of that bomb site just yet. Now Elise is in the back. He's going to be able to find both of them. That spray control, transferring it over to the head of Ocean. Gets it done. 9-3 now for Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, Leach, that he knows they like to molly off those boxes when they do these hits, so you could see him. He was looking back for when they actually landed, and he did the only thing that was really available to him, which is push forward, get immediately behind that smoke, throwing a little bit of a flash to half blind him, and just get out of the flames, and he mows a couple down. But now, I mean, you can see Follow Esports is in a lot of trouble. I'm assuming this is a tactical pause out of the terrorist side because they've just been stuck. They've been shut down 5 rounds in a row. Not a whole lot of progress being made by them. And the money is now just ballooning for Team Liquid. You can see Fugly's got about 9,000, Alicia's 5,500, Hiko is 7,400. I mean, this is just looking ugly.
Yeah, the only one broke is Adren because they didn't manage to salvage the AWP after the last round, so he had to buy down. You can see he actually invested $78.50 in this round, so really heavy huge investment. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, and he still has 3,500 behind it, so he was mad rich before that purchase.
He had 11,000 beforehand, at least.
Yeah, so I mean, Esports. This is the thing. Their first gun round they did on the 5th round, or not their first gunner, but on the 5th round when they just straight up walked out halls. They did it so quick. There is a little bit of a weakness at this A bomb site at times, a little bit disjointed. And I mean, they might not have the intel, but if they go back to something aggressive, back to something a little bit more fast, because at the moment they're just kind of toying around across the map, not making progress, and then settling into a B hit at the end, and that's not going to work against better teams. So they've got to find something to do over at the A bomb site. They've got to have someone make a play, get an early pick for them.
And really, it just happened to be the first gun round that they got was because of the isolation that they got that we talked about. Nitro getting stuck in pit with a nade out by himself, smokes on the Moto side, smokes on the Arch side, and no line of sight for Fugly and Adren. And you can see how they kind of adapted to that and switched up their CT play style over there at the A bomb site, where the one round that they completely shut down was Nitro and Fugly both playing aggressive over by the boiler side. And they didn't even have to worry about the smokes at that point because they had to filter in towards the bomb site one way or another. And coming out halls like that, they've got 2 rifles on it. So definitely shows, I do look at the tab and I see the CT coach Liquid James in there. So he might be able to give a little bit of feedback as to what's going on here.
Yeah, well, James is, he's been coaching now. That is something, I don't know if you knew this. I didn't know this coming into last night when we did our first broadcast. There's now coaching slots for these teams, so that's actually pretty cool to see. I'm not sure how much of an impact, how much of, like, actual in-round calling James has. I know he himself is just getting back into the game as, took a long break off of it, so he's kind of learning as he goes with this coaching role. So it'd be interesting to hear how much input he has round around.
Well, I think actually one of probably the biggest roles that he has right now is helping his team adapt to mistakes that they're making. And there you go. This is a completely different change of pace now as you see Adren getting aggressive there in halls. They are going to be able to filter one player over. That's Wabbit over towards the boiler room, but he did get tagged down to 76. But again, that man advantage starting with Liquid. And kind of what I was saying was like, when I was talking about what the mistakes they made on that first gun round that they lost with playing 2 players over on Arch side, we haven't really seen that kind of a stack since then. So that might have been something that James touched on with them and said, hey, you know, your defense over there on the truck side is a little bit weak. We need to tighten things up a little bit.
Wabbit's actually going for this boost, and he actually would have had a great opportunity to pick off a Liege if they'd been able to do it quicker, but I mean, that takes him so long. I don't even think he actually successfully gets up until just now, so there's nothing there for him whatsoever. So that's a little unfortunate. But either way, Hades, this is the most success he's had on this tactic of just kind of lurking up towards brackets. He picks off a Dren on the wrap side, and now he's in a perfect position to cut off rotators or flank, but he actually is going to get a free kill on a Nitro who's not prepared for him to be there. Fugly pushes all the way down mid. Now he turns around. He sprays. He gets Hades. They're down to a 3-on-3, and they're boxed in, but Fugly's got to get away. Bomb's rotating back towards the A bomb site. Now Fugly's got a lot of work to do as they cross. He sprays one down, but the bomb does get across. This could be at least a plant, but it's a 1-on-3. Not really so much left for Elsa to do.
Yeah, and Fugly's going to be right there for him. Not even going to get the plant. Fugly, nice job from him that round. Picks up the 3K. A lot of patience on him as well, getting that cross towards the top side of mid, as well as, you know, avenging his fallen comrades in that A-bomb site. But picks up the 3K, shuts it down, and Liquid off to a 7-round lead now as we're into the second to last round.
Yeah, they're just killing it. They're cruising at the moment, and there's nothing. Follow Esports hasn't really put any pressure on them. Look at that. This 6 rounds straight. The money's just ballooned at this point. There's nothing that this T side is having success doing, which is a little bit unfortunate.
And the other big part about it too is Liquid's not really doing anything flashy or abnormal, you know. I mean, early on they were getting very aggressive on Banana. They were, you know, pushing down in middle and things like that on the anti-eco rounds to start the match off. But now it's kind of stagnant CT side standard stuff, and now we see Ocean actually opening up on the Nitro there on the Arch side, and Ape's going to find Fugly. So a little bit of early success in this round so far for the Follow Esports squad.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. They just group up and they're aggressive. They just walk up mid as a group, and once again, they find the weak spot in the defense. I mean, it's a blind counter. They didn't really know who's going to come, but they hit a couple nice shots entering into that A site, and all of a sudden, if they lose this round, they're just going to have to bang their head against the wall and wonder what went wrong. And this should be impossible for Hiko and Adren to do anything, but they have so much money built up, they might just go for some exit kills, try and weaken the buy in the next round for FE.
And look at this, Adren right around the corner. He's going to get easy pickings on Hades, and Hiko's spraying and praying, finds Els. They might just go for this. Bomb is ticking away, but Hiko's going to find another one. Molotov to the backside of the site. That's going to burn a little bit towards Ape. It's going to take him down if he sits in it too long. They almost find Wabbit as well. Adren does burn one, and Hiko picks off the last. So even though they lose the round, that economical damage you were talking about, they got nothing out of it, Follow Esport.
That's just atrocious from Follow Esports that round, losing all 5 members. And even though they win it, I mean, 4th round, great, but look at this buy the next time. If they were able to get up towards 5 with the half that they've had, that would have been incredible. But now, a very small chance they're going to be able to do that. I would imagine a Dren with this AWP, they're not going to fall to this team just walking up mid once again and hitting some nice shots, so that's unfortunate.
Just imagine if Hiko and Adren moved a little bit earlier. They might have actually had time to get that defused, too.
Yeah, right? Just a couple seconds. Yeah, Hiko's able to find that kill towards the lane side a little bit quicker. Either way.
A lot of what-ifs, but nevertheless, Follow Esports, they do pick up their 4th round, so they've got a little bit of a cushion should they lose the pistol round here in the second half. Obviously, that's not the prerogative for them, but they do have a little bit of wiggle room at this point. But 10 rounds on the CT side, already a pretty solid stand from Liquid, and they're not really showing any signs of slowing down at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you know who's slowing down is Follow Esports. They're not doing anything aggressive whatsoever. There's the op from Adren over towards Rap.
Yeah, and again, that was kind of the big thing before. They're going up mid, completely dry. They don't even smoke it off, so they're going to go for the op shot here. Adren, he's going to be able to find Ocean, looking for another one. They're already around the corner. He's going to shoulder peek, misses the shot. Going to drop a nade out. The Nitro's there. Oh, Rabbit, though. He's going to find 2 and takes them both down. Nitro and Adren fall. And that's going to leave it all on Fugly, who's stuck in the pit all by his lonesome. He's getting pushed on. He's not going to be able to find the kill onto Ape, and it's a Legion. Hiko in a 2v3. That rotation is going to come around. Ape does have an op in pit, but Els is going to go down. Pardon me, that was Els in pit with the AWP. Or he was somewhere with an op. I don't know my minimap, but there you go. Wabbit's going to find the 3K on the round, and it's Hiko in a 1v2. How many times have we seen Hiko in these clutching rounds, and he's come out on top? He's going to be able to spot out Ape. He's going to switch his position up and try to push on Wabbit. They've got a great crossfire. He baits out the shot. He spins. He gets one. He gets the second as well. He's got time with the kit, and there you go. Hiko clutching the 1v2 again.
Yeah, this is just Hiko. This is what he does. He's so good at coming into a bomb site, and one of the things he was really good at when I've experienced playing against him in those situations in 1-on-2s is using the noise that he's making, using his footsteps, and you could see he kind of just shot a couple bullets early on. He either fears you into not peeking or baits you into peeking exactly when he wants you, and he's very, very good at that kind of play, and you can see it perfectly there.
Yeah, exactly like you said. He shot 2 bullets towards Wabbit through the box, and that got Ape to peek, thinking that his teammate's getting shot at, and Hiko has just had him in his crosshairs already, and then spins around because he already knows where Wabbit is. Great awareness from Hiko. That just shows his veteran experience right there. And, I mean, what can you say about the guy? He's an animal when he's playing this good.
Yeah, he's top fragging first team right now. Actually, the scoreboard's reset right now at halftime, so it goes live again. But I think he ended with like 16 kills. So I mean, he's top fragging first team. Everyone's playing really well on the Liquid side, but yeah, that's the thing. He's just one of those players. No matter how he's doing in a match, in terms of his score, he's just so dangerous in clutch situations. So he's one of those players that can be effective no matter how poorly he might be playing. All he needs to do is win one clutch for you, and all of a sudden you have a lot off that one round.
And a lot is exactly what he got in that last round. So 11-4 for Team Liquid moving into the second half here. And what could have been a 10-5, what should have been a 10-5 half if he didn't decide to go Super Saiyan in that last round and take down the final 2. We could have seen a 10-5 score, and that puts Follow Esports in not such a bad position. But 11-4, it's a little bit of a different ball game here.
Yeah, this is just there's very little window of opportunity for Follow Esports. I mean, they can't make a mistake early on. You know, they can't lose pistol, they can't lose the second round. Things of that nature. They have to get that money built up early on. They have to have the Molotovs out very, very quickly and not take too much damage when they're winning rounds. So that's kind of the big danger for them. But either way, Liquid, they've got a lot of rounds to play with here.
Yes, they do. And again, picking up that T-side pistol is just going to be detrimental to Follow Esports because you could already see Liquid at a 14-4 scoreline before they even get into their first buy on the CT side, and then there's just absolutely no room for error at that point. I mean, you got to be flawless the whole way back to even mount a comeback, and you're talking 12 rounds for a flawless comeback against a team like Liquid.
Yeah, and especially like the way that Nitro and Elise have been playing, that's the thing. That was kind of their big weakness is when they first formed this team with these guys. You know, they had a good month or two, and then they kind of started dropping off in their fragging. I mean, these are two players that need to stay aggressive. So the big key for Follow Esports is going to be making sure they can't be aggressive early on in rounds. You know, run the clock down. Just the standard play on Inferno, smoke off those choke points, and that's why their utility, their Molotovs, is so crucial. That's why they have to stabilize the economy very, very early on in this match, because if you give Elise and Nitro room to work with round after round, if you let them be as aggressive as they'd like to be without pressure being put on them, they're going to punish you for it eventually.
All right, so going into the second half now, 11-4, Team Liquid now on the terrorist side, Follow Esports playing CT defense. And we'll see if they can mount any kind of a comeback here on their CT side by picking up this pistol round. And again, it's like you said, touching on the scoreboard, Hiko 16-3.
Yeah, that's actually pretty incredible that they lost. Yeah, that's insane. So not dying too much whatsoever. Nicely done from Hiko.
The only rounds that Follow Esports picked up, with the exception of one of their round wins, were rounds where they killed Hiko.
I want Hiko to bust out the dualies this round. That would make me so happy.
Ooh, that would... Come on, do it. Nope. Nade kit. But that's all right, because Adren's going to pick up a Molotov and a smoke. They've got 2 smokes, 2 Molotovs, 4 flashes to work with here on the T side. Only 2 players picking up armor, so this is a interesting investment. We'll see where they decide to throw these nades out this round. As you can see, Ocean going to be on a 5-7, as well as Hades, and the rest of them are going to go. Only 1 kit on the CT side, Ape, 3 smokes, as well as the 2 body armors for Els and Wabbit. So
yeah, this buy is really weird with 3 smokes on the board. They just use one over towards the B bomb site. That'll go out just after 1 minute at around 58 seconds. But I mean, I guess their strategy is to try and run this clock down, like bait Liquid into thinking that there's just 1 player here hiding behind the smokes. And then all of a sudden, if they come through it at a certain point, there's 3 players and they won't be ready for that. So if that's their line of thought, then that's what's working out so far. As you see, Liquid, they're just fully committed to the B bomb site.
with the exception of Fugly, who looks like he's going to be trying to bait somebody to stay over there towards that A bomb site over the long run. And here you go, Molotov into the back of the site, smokes as well. And let's see, Ape does have a smoke on him, but he's not throwing it out just yet. And you can see L's actually trying to chip away. Ocean gets gooched down to 9 HP, and now they're going to try to make the push into the bomb site. And there you go. Nitro is going to be able to find first blood, but look at that, the bomb in A. Wabbit does manage to find one. Hades actually able to chime in with one as well, and Wabbit's still down here in the pit. So this offensive over the A bomb site gets shut down relatively quickly here by 2 players, and Hades still trying to find one. Wabbit as well. He's just trying to hold him from getting that bomb plant while his teammates rotate on around. Going to be able to spot him out, but they do get the plant. Hiko going to be able to get that down into Dren. He's so low, but he picks up 2 more, and Hiko gets the last. They had a combined total of 17 health. These clutch rounds are not in Follow Esports' favor at all.
Yeah, Dren wins that round, 100%. While Hiko's getting the bomb down, and Dren's doing so much work, finds the initial kill coming into the site that gives Hiko the space to plant. 2 players coming from small pit, and actually Dren's just so low, but he hits some really, really nice shots. And one more time, just another round that Follow Esports, they have him cordoned into the bomb site. They didn't need to just push in like that. They could have played the timer a little bit. They could have used the range of their USPs to try and find those kills. So, I mean, Follow Esports just gets punished, and now they buy. Look at this rush down mid. Grab that first kill on a Hiko, but there's still a lot of arsenal left. Elish finds one with the Mac 10 before he falls. Now coming up T-Ramp. Actually, this is looking really, really good for Follow Esports.
And they got the bomb down there at T-Ramp as well. Nitro's going to be able to find one, but the MP7 of Fugly going to be able to lay out 2 more, and what looked good to start has fallen apart very quickly. Ocean going to push on down. Banana maybe try to salvage a weapon here, but he might be able to. He does spot the back of Nitro, so he knows that they're committing to this A bomb site, and now he's just going to try to lurk himself up. But Fugly already in pit. He's in a good post-plant position to start this one off in this defense, and Nitro is going to join him in the pit as well. So really kind of an impossible setup for Ocean to crack into, as he is coming around from the apartment side. And with Fugly playing behind Statue, it's going to be really, really difficult for Ocean to make this happen.
Yeah,
I think
just
one
more time. Everything just looks good for Follow Esports for like a split second, and then just some player from Liquid just explodes and they destroy everyone. So, I mean, that was so promising for FE, and now with that buy, Wabbit didn't invest anything, so they want him to have an op on this CT side, but, I mean, it might not even matter too much. All of a sudden, they're not able to upgrade anything. They don't have any armor whatsoever. Liquid's already on 13 rounds. This should theoretically get them up to 14, and just no more mistakes for Follow Esports to give out.
Yeah, not at all. They're going to stack the B bomb site this round and just play solo Wabbit at the A bomb site. He's going to go into Boiler Room and maybe see if there's going to be anybody aggressive over from the alternate mid. But again, it's just going to be a slow strat here from the Liquid side, and rightfully so. There's no reason for him to do anything crazy. There's the pop flash in Nitro. 1, 2, 3 in a row. Can he get the 4th as well? Yes, he can. And Fugly on the other side of the map finds Wabbit. A clean round from Team Liquid, and that's exactly what they need moving forward.
This is the big round here. The op on Wabbit's hands. He does have no head armor, but still not a great buy at a Liquid. They don't actually. Fugly's not even going to upgrade from the MP7. Hiko's still got that coL, so playing the economy game for a little bit longer. See if they can upgrade to some of these N4s in this round. But Follow Esports has got to come out to a commanding sequence of rounds in this, in the next 6 or 7 at least.
Yeah, they can't lose players on any of these rounds, and that's not a good start at all. Hiko with a nade kill, followed up with a Galil kill, and Fugly already pushing through the apartment halls with the MP7. He's going to be able to find one Hades. He's almost got Wabbit down as well. He's on 6 HP. Wabbit not going to be able to find the shots, and it's all on Papa Ocean. Not going to be able to find anything. He's fallen back to retreat, and 15-4 is going to be your scoreline, so they got to play for the tie now, and this is not looking good for Follow Esports. Why not? First gun round, hit him with the ultra-aggressive strat on T side.
Yeah, that's just some of that no respect. Huge lead. They have a lot of different tactics available to them, and it's why not? Let's see if they can stop this, and they obviously can't. So Ocean's the last one left with the M4. Just hiding in construction. There's no way they let him save this gun. The bomb hasn't exploded yet. 3 people converging onto this B bomb site. He's got a lot of work to do.
He gets spotted out. Elise is going to be able to find him, spraying him down, though. Ocean is going to be able to find first blood, but Nitro is there too fast, too furious, and he's going to take him down. Another round on the board for Liquid. Only casualty is going to be a Liege. The rest of them all survive, so that economy, even if, and that's a big if, Follow Esports are able to string a couple rounds together, it's going to take at least 2, maybe 3 rounds for them to break the bank of Liquid already in this half.
Yeah, this would take a miracle. This would be like a godlike comeback of proportions we've never seen before. So, 3 FAMASes, and look at Wabbit and Hades don't have any nades whatsoever to work with. Ocean and Ape, they're 2 of the stocked up players, but they're both at the B bomb sites. This A defense is actually going to be pretty weak. The only reason ESEA has anything is because he's only on a 5-7, which is pretty scary, but setting up a nice crossfire in these halls. You have Wabbit in the bedroom, ESEA coming up the stairs.
Yeah, and again, same story with Ape over here at this B bomb site. He's only got the CZ75, which is why he was able to pick up a smoke and a flash and an HE, but Wabbit going to be able to find a liege. That crossfire pays off in the apartments, and we'll see if they can take that. Here's where they've squandered it in the past, is they've gotten that early man advantage a number of different times in this matchup, but then the explosive fragging power of Liquid just too much for them to handle, and they bring it right back and just turn the tables late round.
Yeah, well, at this point, if Liquid committed to this push-up banana, they would have been stuck behind a smoke, and their tactics would have been extremely obvious. They only have 1 smoke to work with, though, so they might just end up going right back towards B. You can see that man advantage allows ESEA to cheat over into this connector, but he's actually going to rotate, just as I say that, back into the A site. So it's going to be a 3 or 4 round of 2 here, but it's all up to this initial battle. Can Fugly and Nitro find anything? 1 player at oranges, 1 player on spools.
Flashbangs go out, but it's not going to be enough. Hiko's going to be able to find first blood. Ape is there with the CZ. Dinks 1, takes 2 down. Hiko's going to be able to get the trade, so it is a 3v2 post-plant, but it's going to be Adren and Hiko. And Hiko doesn't even care. He's just going to spray 1 down through the smoke. That's already a 3K for him on the round. He's going to try to get himself out of dodge now, over and towards the banana hallway. He's going to go ahead and reload that M4. 2 versus 2 post-plant. This is for the match right here. Can they do anything? Hiko looking for a 4K. Not going to find it just yet, but Adren with the AWP. And there it is. Hiko with the 4K to close it out. 15-4 now. And we are on... Oh, never mind. Pardon me. It was already 15-4. Didn't update for me. 16-4. Let's play the round again, Moses.
Oh, man. What did Hiko end on? Like, he only had like 4 deaths throughout that entire match. He was just an animal. And it's not even necessarily the fact that he's getting massive kills, which he was anyways, but it's just kind of being clutch, not dying. I mean, that's how many rounds did we see Adren and Hiko together just clutch out for their squad? So really nice match for Liquid, and that's a really big beat down for them after they got smacked around last night. So that evens out their record.
Right, you are. So again, 16-4 going to be your scoreline for the final of that one, as Liquid just completely overwhelmed Follow Esports, and we've got another matchup coming up here very, very shortly for you guys, which I've actually got server info for. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, we're going to throw to a quick break, though, while we wait for them to get in the server. It is going to be, the next matchup will be Complexity versus Method. That's going to be on Mirage. So when we get back, it will be that matchup. Starts to have that really dominant half from either one of them. So if they don't, if it's one person dominating early, the other guy never really gets his motor going. So that'll be something to keep our eye on.
And finally, we actually get to see it. Last time it was just James as the coach in for the CT, or for the Liquid side, pardon me. Now we actually get to see Method Oso and Complexity Warden. That's a very... It almost brings a tear to your eye when you see Complexity, that coL tag in front of Warden's name.
Nah.
All right, well, just because you had the, either the pleasure or misfortune of playing against them, depending on how well they were doing at the time. Not all of us had that pleasure, my friend.
Yeah, no, it is. No, in all reality, it is pretty cool to see Warden going home. So that will be interesting to see what he does as a coach, because he was just coaching Tempo Storm, which became Conquest. So, and I thought he actually did some really good work with them, simply because he's not really a strategic coach, but he's like this. He really works in the mental game, and I thought that was really good for Tempo Storm, now Conquest at the time, to keep them mentally leveled and stable, because they don't have a lot of experience. So it'll be interesting to hear what he has to say, what he brings to Complexity now.
All right, and we are live into the pistol round. It is going to be Complexity on the CT side. Valence, Sanks, Automatic, Roka, and Sympus facing off against the Method squad. Again, Toy, Justin, Silent, Strebber, and Ellie. And we'll see how they decide to hold this, because that bomb has already worked its way into that A bomb site. Automatic hiding in this smoke. He's got Silent coming up from Connector. They haven't spotted him out. He's just going to push on through. They do finally spot him, and he is going to go down immediately afterwards, as they do have that raid boss buy there onto Toy with the body armor and that Tech 9, and ripping pepperonis. My 4K for Roka, as 2 simultaneous frags come in. Roka is going to be making his way over towards Tetris just to clean things out. They do have 1 firebox, 1 CT spawn, and 1 coming up through Connector. and trying to make something happen. Roka goes down. Toy going to be able to find the headshot, and it's all on Valence and Simphis. They do have a kid on Valence, but he's a little detached. He is going to go for the smoke defuse. 3, 2, not going to get it. They find his toes outside of that smoke, and Method going to pick up the pistol round.
Yeah, it's really Justin that saves that from him because, I mean, that retake was starting to look really good once Simphis and Valence both combined for a kill, like, immediately. Like, that flank from Justin coming up connector kind of threw everything into a wrench, gave a whole other angle to that retake that Complexity just couldn't handle. So they eventually just get pinched from too many different spots and they fall, but they're not going to give it up quite yet. We do have 4 pistols upgraded, 4 players with armor. Valence has that scout as well, so they're going to go to deal some damage and possibly even take this round right back.
I got a question for you, Moses. Maybe you can answer this, but probably not. How does smoke diffuses work with this new CT side animation? You can't see your PDA's screen.
I have no clue, to be 100% honest with you. We haven't had enough time with this update, so we're just kind of going to see.
All right, well, there you go. There's a trade. Ellie goes down. Automatic was off the board. And Simphis going to be able to find one. Toy coming up through connector. He's going to be able to find one over there by the jungle side, as well as Roberts getting in on Valence. And now Toy, he's going to come under fire here. He goes for the wide peak, strafing on around, but Roka's going to capitalize on at least one. See if he can find a second one. Not going to happen. Silent takes him down, and it's on Sanks. Outside of connector, not going to find it.
You know, that joke that you said just hit me now. Just hit me right now.
There you go. Took you a minute. It's the jet lag.
I don't think I liked it that much. I think that was the issue.
You know, once I finished saying it, I don't think I liked it either.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. You can do better. I expect better of you.
All right, I'll work on it. I felt like it was kind of clever, you know.
All right, let's just move on. Let's just move on, Corey.
Okay. Method up 2-0, though. They do get the anti-eco round out, and this is going to be another save round for the Complexity side. You can see playing pretty much a relatively standard default strategy here on the saves. Automatic pushing up in Palace, Simphis eats a nade in window room, and that's going to put him down to 31. But Automatic, he got caught by Roberts the last time. See whether or not he can make it happen.
Toy's already up here in connector, so he spots one out in window room, but he doesn't have to commit to that fight. And there's Automatic getting aggressive into halls. He actually has the bomb down. I don't think he knows it, though, and only a Mac 10. The rest of his team's just getting wiped out, so he's got no real shot to do anything. Roka's going to rotate over. He can't find anything, so his position is given away. That's a run-and-gun Tech 9, and Roka's just going to hold his ground and get dropped.
And Silent through the smoke's going to be able to find Automatic as well. So the 3-0 has been executed. Only one frag on the board for the CTs that round. And you can see they've managed to accumulate 6 kills over the first 3 rounds, which isn't a terrible thing. After losing the pistol round, they were able to bring it back a little bit and get a couple of kills there in the last couple of rounds. But again, it is going to be our first gun round, and it's going to be a full rifle buy. No scoped rifles on the field just yet, as I expect to see Simphis picking from the mid connector and trying to make something happen for his squad with that AWP, as well as Silent picking it up here from time to time. So again, slow play coming out from the terrorist side. You can see they've actually got a little bit of mid control too at the top side there. Smoke comes out into window room. That's going to be off of the back of Toy. As well as a flashbang to follow. Allow his teammate Strebber to get out from the underpass side. And it looks like they're going to be going for a crush onto this A bomb site. And this is going to really be on Automatic here, who's playing from the connector stairs. See whether or not he can lock this one down, as he is going to have a number of players. There's the flashbangs. He throws the counter flash. He pushes through the smoke. That's a great play from Automatic. Simphis is going to clean up both of those players, and now Automatic just has to take down Toy, which he fails to do, but does tremendous damage, 95 to him. But Toy going to find the shot onto Sanks as well, evening things back up into a 3v3. Simphis still on 29 health. He's got Toy right around the corner there in connector. Pop flash comes around. Justin actually throwing that a little bit too deep, blinds his teammate, and that bomb is going to finally get planted. But popping out here, Valence playing from the fireboxes. They didn't spot him out just yet, but he doesn't manage to find the damage on a Silent as of this current moment. Now we wait to see this retake happen. 3-on-3. There it is, the peak from Valence. He can't connect the spray. Silent takes him down. There's the trade, and now it's all on Roka in a 1v2. What can he do here? He's got one player all the way over in connector. Justin's going to go for the peek out. And another tap from the bomb, and Roka getting slowly whittled down here. 72 HP. Going to be able to find the shots onto Justin? No, he gets taken out. And Method win the first full gun round, 4-0 for the terrorist side of Method. So we're going to continue on here. And again, another nice strategy coming out from the Method side. That slow push up through the connector. And I like what Automatic did. He threw that smoke out, or threw the flashbang out, and wasn't able to get spotted, but unfortunately wasn't able to get anything out of it, as Toy was able to take him down as well as his comrade over there on the catwalk. So we'll see another save round for Complexity's side. 4-0 your scoreline as Method continue to tally up those wins on their T side. Silent now with the AWP. Going to be looking for somebody to push aggressively in the B halls. That's Roka playing that position, but he's not going to go too terribly aggressive right now, playing up on top of the balcony outside of that corridor. And now we see the smokes and flashes come over that A bomb site. It's going to be a bit of a fake as of right now, as Strebber going to be holding that bomb outside of the T ramp. Molotov to window room would have flushed Simphis out if he was in the same position he was in the last anti-eco round, but this time he's going to find himself over in the jungle side. But again, 5-on-5 full strength, no damage just yet, as these players are patiently waiting for the execution to come out. You can see 3 players, actually 4 players grouped up here from the CT side over in this A bomb site, and that looks like where Method has been favoring these hits. So right now we'll see whether or not they can infiltrate that bomb site once again on this eco round and put another win on their terrorist side. 5 rounds would be a great start for Method, especially blanking Complexity so far. But look at this, Sank's going to go ahead and get aggressive, takes the AWP out of the hands of Silent. Justin does manage to trade it out, but now they got to deal with Automatic out here underneath. There's a nice grenade, going to be able to find one, and Automatic trades it out, but it's going to be too little too late, as Roka on the long rotation coming around from CT spawn. Going to be looking for anything that he can find. Flashbang around the corner, not going to find anything at all, as Justin takes him out. 5-0 now for Method. And again, only 2 casualties on the board. Strebber with 5 HP survives to fight another day. And we'll see if they can get anything this time on Complexity's CT side. AWP now in the hands of Simphis. Silent going to have the salvaged AWP in his hands as well, so we might see that AWP-on-AWP battle that we talked about at the beginning of this broadcast. 5-0 for Method. Moving forward, this is the second full gun round that we've seen so far. And again, Simphis going to be there at the top side of mid. Not going to find anything, but look at this aggressive play coming out from Complexity. Automatic and Sanks both going to be able to clear out this area, and that's going to leave Justin all the way at the bottom side of mid, trying to find something outside of terrorist spawn, but Automatic getting up on catwalk, not going to find anything in that area, but they've gathered a handful of information. They know that there's nothing coming towards mid, and Roka being relatively aggressive here in the B halls, they know that it's going to be a hit towards the A bomb site. Now, Automatic, oh, he was half blind, not able to find his way through that smoke, and look at this, Sanks gets caught out. Toy finds Valens in that A bomb site, just completely picked apart once again by the Method side. Very, very difficult hold so far from Complexity. They're going to have to make a change, and Warden's going to have to make that call for him and say, hey, you guys, we need to make something different happen here at this A bomb site. Now, this 2v3 retake is going to be very, very difficult, and again, there it is. Toy going to find another one. Simphis, your last man standing, can't line up the off shot. Going to go for the repeat, and Justin takes him down, so that's 6-0 scoreline now in favor of Method. And just bombarding that A bomb site, not having any success on the Complexity side. We talked about how they had 6 kills after the first 3 rounds, where they've only compiled a handful more since then. And we'll see whether or not they can do anything here. They're going to go ahead and force up here. Shades of Complexity's past here, as Simphis probably calling for that force buy. They've got 2 M4s, 2 FAMASas, and a 5.7 in the hands of Roka, but this time it looks like it's going to be a push more towards that B side of the map. We'll see whether or not they can lock it down this time on Complexity's side, as Roka is actually going to get a tasty spots out. Silent over there with that AWP, going to lob that smoke up in through the window and try to cordon that area off for a little while longer. But there is a gap in it, and Silent can spot through. And if he jumps up, he might pay the price on it, and he does. Silent going to hit that shot, Roka down and out, and now that push could come in very aggressive towards that B bomb site, but look at this. Terrorist side playing this very patiently, very methodical, slow and steady wins the race, and that's exactly what they're going to do here. Sanks playing underneath by where Roka was, where he met his demise, and again, Silent still looking for that off shot to the backside of that B bomb site. Sanks still patient back there by Van, but that nade's going to rain on his parade. Takes him down to 59. Another nade? No, they're going to Molotov to the end of the hallway again, but that's not going to find any extra damage onto him. Valens, though, gets caught. Ellie going to be able to find that frag over in terrorist spawn, as he was getting very aggressive on the A bomb site. And now that bomb rotating back around towards mid. Look at the mid presence from Method now. 4 players overtaking this area, and it looks like they're going to make a bid for that A bomb site yet again. Very, very difficult holds here from Complexity. Method throwing the kitchen sink at him early in this round, early in this matchup, pardon me, as Complexity has absolutely no reply whatsoever for this. And again, Justin finds the headshot on automatic. This should be a save call for the players on Complexity. Simphis shouldn't even be in this position as he goes to battle with Justin down to 39 HP. He's going to go ahead and fall back a little bit and maybe try to hang on to this FAMAS for the next round. But Roberts is pushing aggressively on him, and he is going to find the frag. Sanks is going to be able to find one. Still going for that peek is Silent, but he's not able to line it up just yet. Sanks jumping across, and he pays the price anyway. So, again, losing all of their rifles in the long run. They might have been able to fall back and hold some angles and get some exit frags, but Method capitalizing on it, not leaving any economy on the board for the Complexity side. 7-0 now, as they are just completely dominating this matchup. And Moses and I, we talked about this before, but unfortunately, this is not what Moses thought was going to happen so far in this matchup. I figured it was going to be a good match with Complexity taking it, but Method already 7 rounds on their T side, and they have no signs of slowing down. Another force buy from Complexity. Moses lagged out, in case you guys are wondering, so I'm just going to keep on going until he finds his way back into the mumble with me.
I'm here to give you a little bit of a break while Moses makes his way back in, but...
Bless your heart!
So I'm here. I'm going to try to catch my way back up to what has been going on so far, but it looks like a lot of method kills happening right now as they've taken up. Last round, they were just all over the map, just sort of destroying one after another, but I'll let you take it away from here.
They were a little bit here, a little bit there. You can actually see 9-1 for Justin. Toy sitting at 10-1. They're aggressive over at the B-bomb site. Finally, Roka's going to get an opening here for the Complexity side as they do draw first blood. I think that might be the first time we've seen Complexity get the opening kill, which is a testament to what Silent and company have been doing on the Method side.
Well, getting that opening kill on this map's actually a really big deal because of the design of this map, that's really how you're going to win on T side, and it's hard to get it so frequently. But they're going to go ahead and execute on this B-bomb site really fast.
Toy is not giving any craps right now. As you see Simphis actually coming around, he was hiding bench the entire time, able to find 1 and 2, and that leaves Silent. So the first good-looking round, but there it is. Oh, almost Silent. Almost able to get automatic as well, and that would have put him in a really good position as Valens was on a very long rotation, but Complexity finally able to get their first round on the board.
Yeah, but so they pick up that round, but as you were saying, you know, being able to pick up that early frag, especially if you either get mid-guy's great because then they don't have that quick rotate on either of the bomb sites, but even if you pick up one of the guys at the bomb sites, these sites are so big that you can spread out across, and even though you've got one guy and probably the quick rotator from mid, it's just so hard to hold on to them. But you know, the testament to Method is it's not easy to get that opening frag just because the CTs have so much time to set up before you can really do any sort of execute.
And again, this is a really scary situation for Complexity to be in. If they drop this round, it resets the money, and they're looking at a 9-1 score line. So again, not having a whole lot of fruitful luck so far on their CT side. And we talk about since the rifles on the CT side are so much more expensive than the rifles on the terrorist side, it's very, very difficult for these players to continually buy up. But there you go, first blood. Toy going to find it, but Toy does a tremendous amount of damage to his own teammates. He's actually got Strebber down to 48, and he dinked Ellie down to 44, but it's a 5-on-4 post-plant situation. That Molotov fizzles, and now the retake is on. Complexity, what do you have for us this round? What kind of a retake do you have? You've got 2 players in the red, both Roberts and Toy, both very, very low. Silent's going to pop a shot, but he's not going to find anything. Roka able to answer back. Automatic burns one, but Silent answers back with the AWP, and he's got a great position up here in the apartments. He's going to be able to find one on the Simphis, looking for one onto Roka. He's not able to find the shot, but again, where's this last player? It's Justin, and they've got to go for the open defuse, and Justin wins the round, and again, there's the reset of that economy that we were talking about, Holden. We're looking at a 9-1 scoreline before all's said and done. Method is laying it down on Mirage.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good job there after they got that. So post-plant, they get that bomb down, and then they position themselves so that it was a matter of I peek, you peek, I peek, you peek, 3 peek. You know, it's just back and forth, and all of a sudden these Complexity players, you saw Roka, he's trying to get the guy at A ramp, and he has to push up to try to do that. And then he's got Silent to deal with, who was up in apartment. It was sort of, or in Palace, rather. And it's back and forth, and just a really good job by them holding on to that. And right now, Complexity actually going to make a really aggressive push underpass here. Justin was ready for it. He picks up one. Semphis returns it, though, but is he going to be able to pick up second? No, and there's one more player here at underpass, but I don't think he got spotted. Automatic going to creep up with that pistol.
Yeah, and Roka also getting aggressive behind the smoke in the B halls, but he's not going to find anything either, and if he did push through, Silent was watching that like a hawk, and he's going to drop the flashbang out, but he might get flanked out. He's got to be careful, and look at this. There it is. Automatic going to be able to find that frag anyway. And gets the AWP for his troubles as well, and he's going to join Roka over here in the B-bomb site. But This leaves Valens in a 1v3 over in the A bomb site, and that's exactly where the bomb is moving. Now Valens, he's got to play this smart and patient and wait for his teammates to rotate. The rotate is already on from Complexity, and we'll see whether or not they get there in time. CT's already smoked off. Ellie's going to find the shot anyway. Pre-fire in the corner takes him down, not even giving him a second to think about what he wants to do. But Roka finds 1 and 2 with the Desert Eagle, dropping him down, and now it's all on Toy in a 1v2. He mollies out Roka. Actually, he mollies the palm tree. He wants to burn down some trees now. But we'll see. Toy, 1 versus 2. Toy has been sensational so far in this matchup. He's 13 and 3. He's trying to get up on top of the box, I think, but he's not able to find his way up there. And now he doesn't realize it, but if he picks up the bomb and plants in front of the boxes, he's going to be able to find himself a free plant. And that's exactly what he wants to do here, and that's what he's going to do. And these two CTs very, very slow to rotate in. And now Toy spotting out towards jungle, not finding anything over there, and Roka's still with the Desert Eagle, still looking for something. Automatic goes down. He isolates the 1v1. And Roka with the triple 1D, gonna get it done. Complexity picks up their second round on the back of some sensational Deagle play from Roka. I told you his pistols were nuts.
I mean, just well played by him, going ahead and being able to get in there, get that frag, get the defuse. But still, I mean, it's still a scary round. I mean, Method was able to get in that bomb site, they take out Ellie, excuse me, as they were going into that bomb site, and all of a sudden it was free for them, and Complexity had to rotate around and deal with that 2v3. But good job at them picking it up. As you said, they pick up a second round, but you have to start to wonder, they essentially need to win out here. Again, you don't want to reset the economy one more time. You know, these back and forth is not how you build up and get yourself back into this game.
No, not at all. And that's the biggest part that they're on the detriment of right now on the Complexity side is, again, if they lose this round, they're going to be right back onto what they had last round, which is nothing. It looks like the Method squad is gearing up for that B bomb site hit. We'll see whether or not that comes in here in a few moments, as we do see Justin getting ready to line up a smoke. Roka playing aggressive here in the window behind his own smoke. Trying to spot for a shoulder to come on around that corner, but that smoke is going to fade here. And the smokes come over. And there it is. Roka playing that position, very aggressive, very smart. He's able to take down 2 before Justin trades it out, and that's going to leave it on that 3 versus 4. So the entry frag's going the way of Complexity this round, as Sanks finds another one over from Catwalk, and Automatic slowly creeping up, but Silent finds him. Ellie's able to find one. Silent finds another one, and all of a sudden it's down to Simphis with an AWP in kitchen. What can he do from this position? 1 versus 2. Ellie just holding on Catwalk. Silent going to move that bomb in and try to get the plant if he can find it. Playing this very cautiously. But there it is. Not even a bomb plant on the board. Ellie's going to be able to find Simphis, and again, there's the money reset for Complexity. They're back to pistols.
They really got to sort of be scratching their heads there. I mean, they had the defense set up. Roka picks up the 2 in apartments before getting dropped. It should have been an easy rotate over to get 2 more into that bomb site. And they're not able to hold it off, and then they leave Simphis all by himself there in the kitchen to try to win a 1v2 with the op, no less. You know, you've got to be just sort of wondering what happened. How did we let these guys in? Granted, there were smokes down. Method did a very, very good job of giving themselves cover, excuse me, as they entered the bomb site. But in any case, Method now is setting up on the other side of the site, a couple players in mid, and actually they get dropped by the pistols again of Complexity. So if there's one thing to say, Complexity has been very efficient with their pistols. It's just they're on them too frequently.
Yeah, and that's the biggest part about it. But Simphis bought an M4 this round. They did buy up armor as well, so you can see Sanks and Automatic both with armor and rifles to work with now. But that hit coming towards the A bomb site. Again, a man advantage going the way of Complexity. But they have to continue to capitalize. Roka, he's on a 5-7. He should have bought the Desert Eagle. He had such luck with it the last time. But Roberts, no smoke even in CT spawn. And now the push comes on up. The dink gets laid out. Justin going to get chipped down. And the HP value is very low. Sank's going to find one through the smoke. Roberts over here by the firebox is not going to find anything, but it's up to Silent, really. 100 HP in a dream with that AWP and a 3v2. He's going to have to do something sensational, but that bomb is not planted for him. He finds 1 and 2, but there's no kit on Automatic. And he's going to go ahead and push on in. And Silent gets it. 1v3. Method on 10.
That's I mean, I was about to praise them. I was like, well, another ego round picked up well. Granted, they had the rifle on the back of Simphis, but they played it really well. They got aggressive, 2 of them up mid to go ahead and pick up the 2 terrorists that have been pushed up that way as well. And then all of a sudden, they just turn around and they let Silent come in and just win that round fairly convincingly too.
And because that was a bit of a force buy in that last round, they're going to be on another save here on Complexity's side. Only pistols for him, so their buy is really skewed up here, and they're not going to be able to do really much of anything this round because they have even less economy to work with than the round before. Justin, peeking out from apartments, he's going to be able to find Valens, takes him down. Valens having a really, he's on the struggle bus this match. He's only 2-2-12, and again, Roka, he's kind of the hero for the Complexity side, but look at the scores here on the terrorist side. Justin 15-5, Silent 16-6, Toy 14-6. The new acquisition for Method, Toy, going to be able to find those frags, and he's been laying it down here in Pro League so far. Synthis, though, able to find one over there in the A-bomb site. Automatic jumping out through window, trying to get aggressive, not going to be able to find what he was looking for. The nade on the catwalk should find, oh my god, that just destroyed Roka. Goes for the peek, and Toy finds him anyway, leaving it all on Sanks. 1v4. Not much that he can do in this situation, except one deke Justin. Let's see if he can get any more here, Holden.
Yeah, he's going to work up from that CT spawn and see... But he's got 3 of these turrets to deal with, and then right now they knew exactly where he's at. They take him down very quickly, and so Method picks up their 11th round. So 11-2 now the score. And I don't, you can't really attribute this to the update making the game more T-sided. This is still Mirage, and this should be still a CT-sided map. And right now Method has just been sort of rolling over Complexity wherever they're going.
Yeah, this is a huge showing from Method so far. I mean, they maintained their spot in Pro League from last season. They didn't do as good as they probably wanted to. I mean, I think they only got 3 wins the entire season last season, but a win on Complexity early in the season like this will definitely bode well for them and show that they've put in the work. They've gotten themselves to the point where, they can compete with the big boys, because Complexity is, one of the higher tier teams in the North American division.
Yeah, and Method was on the upswing at the end of the season. We should say that.
Yes.
They were finally putting some things together, so that's why I was happy to see them make it back in here. As right now, it looks like they're actually going to pull a fake. They've got the bomb over there in apartments, and there's only the one... Oh, the other one's going to rotate back, so they're onto this already. They're going to rotate back over to that B-bomb site because the bomb is over there in apartments, and they sniffed it out.
Yeah, but here's what's dangerous right now is Ellie might be able to catch Valens out and hold that rotation, and that bomb is actually falling back out of the B-halls. They've got one player up in mid. That's going to be Silent, who finds Automatic, takes him down, and now that B-bomb site's only got one defender there. That's going to be Valens, who goes for the peek out, and he's going to get the spray and pray. He does manage to take down Ellie, and well, look at this. This is such a confusing round right now because they're pinching over here in B on Strebber, and they do take him down, but the bomb still working its way in towards A. And Valen's not going to be able to find it. Silent takes him down, so the bomb plant will come in for that Method side in that A-bomb site. And look at this, Silent getting very aggressive here into CT spawn, and this is exactly what he needs to do. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to hit the shot, but he pushed up, he gathered the information. Hey, both of these players are over here near CT spawn, but Justin, he's having a hell of a match so far. Finds Simphis, takes him down.
Boom.
Oh, man, you hate to see it.
I'm still amazed Method got that bomb plant, to be honest. I was like, Complexity read this perfectly. They saw where the pressure was initially, and they read the fake over at the apartments, but it just happened to be they rotated the bomb out of those apartments just as Semphis was coming up from underpass to flank, and they were able to sneak it out all the way through spawn to get it back around to A. So, good on them getting the bomb plant, but Complexity at least was able to pick that round up at the end. But again, a lot of damage done, leaving it just down to the one player. So even when they're winning rounds, they're losing a lot of money.
The other side of this, too, is that economy not really all that stable for this last round. You can see Automatic. He's got a mag 7. He's going to be going into underpass and trying to make something happen. Drops the flashbang. Doesn't spot anything out, so he's able to gather a whole hell of a lot of information for his teammates, and they need to make this rotation over towards the A-bomb site. You can see Simphis playing aggressively here in mid as well as Sanks, but only Valens to hold off this A onslaught, and he's had trouble with this so far all match. I mean, he's only 3 and 13. He does have 4 assists, but again, 3 and 13. Very, very tough scoreline for him. Molotov into connector. That flushes Sanks out. Simphis, though, is able to find Silent. The up-on-up battle going to get one here by the CT side, and Sanks aggressive in mid finds Toy. So a good start to the round now for Complexity, and if they're able to get a 4th round on the board, that's going to be really, really good for him. But Roberts picks up that AWP, takes out Simphis, so we're back to only a man advantage for Complexity.
Automatic's pushing up here on T-spawn. He's got 2 players to deal with, and they do take him out, and so now they've evened it back up, and that bomb is actually working towards the B apartments, and there is the one Complexity member rotating all the way over. He's going to see if he can try to catch that.
Well, this is Sanks. He's in underpass. He's going to be able to catch Ellie, and that's the bomb. So good play from Sanks. He didn't go off of Cat. Initially, I thought he was rotating towards B via Cat, but he actually brought his way around to B from Subway, which is a good play from that. He was able to catch one out, and now Justin trying to go for the jump peek, not able to find it, but Roberts is going to pick up his 3rd kill on the round, and now it's Roka in a 1v1, 15 seconds left on the clock, and Roka's going to fall back into that B bomb site, and Roberts, where are you going, mate? You got no time for this. And this is surely a round win from Complexity. He doesn't even have time to plant. He's just hunting for Roka, see if he can find him, but not going to happen. So 11-4 is going to be your first half scoreline. So they do battle in the end, and Roka wins it, but 11-4, Method on top by 7. Is it going to be enough, though? Is Complexity going to be able to get hot on their terrorist side? And this is, I talked to Moses before about the changes with the M4, people not necessarily being comfortable with the M4A4 yet. As you saw, obviously Simphis was using the silenced M4. Roka, he's kind of been stuck on that M4A4 for a long time, but how are these players going to adapt? Is it going to swing things more into a terrorist side for a lot of these maps that were otherwise CT-sided? And this could be the first kind of showing that you see where T-side is tremendous because they've got the firepower advantage and people still trying to get accommodated with those new rifle changes.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that I am ready to quite write it off to that. I think, I mean, as we watch Method play, honestly, their sight takes were very strong. You know, they were picking up the early frags frequently, but even when they weren't, their sight takes were so good that they placed the smokes right, and then pretty much every time they actually entered into the A or B bomb site, they got the first frag during that execute. Whether it be the player under balcony at the A bomb site, or whether it be a player at van at the B bomb site, they were doing a very good job about that in general. And so I think at that point, Complexity was playing from behind repeatedly.
Yeah, almost the entire half, to be honest with you. They were able to string together the last couple of rounds there on their CT side, so not too terrible for them. But again, Silent 19-8, 18-8 for Justin. He's having a sensational match, and Toy, their new acquisition, at 16-8. So really kind of carrying the brunt of the frags, those top 3 players. 9-11 for Roberts and 8-12 for Ellie. But again, If Method win their CT side pistol, we're looking at a 14-4 scoreline. It's almost a repeat of the last match that we just watched.
Yes, but at this point, Complexity, as we said, pick up these pistols, see what they can do. Right now, there's already damage being done at mid and underpass on these Complexity players, and actually, he's going to pop out and see if he can pick up. Who is that? Roberts, excuse me. He does actually get that, but there was a quick trade, and so now it's a 4v4 early on.
Yeah, but not only that, Silent got one from the window room. He does go down, but still looking for something over here. Is Justin spraying that USP, trying to make something happen right now, but not able to do anything just yet. He does manage to swing on Roka, takes him down with a nice shot from that USPS, and we're back to a 3v3. Now, similar HP values for both sides, as 2 players are relatively healthy. Simphis is on 9 HP, and this is really going to be whether or not Ellie can find something, make something happen this round, because that bomb's still yet to get planted. It's not safe for Valence. Now he's going to try to get that plant. 2 players extremely low on the Method side. 1 player, Justin, holding from CT spawn, still trying to make something happen. That Molotov comes out, and that's going to be the push, but Sanks finds 2 more headshots, and Valence finishes it off as Complexity roll through the pistol round, a round that I thought was going to go Method's way by the early damage on the board.
Yeah. I mean, they even trade, like I said, in middle there tends to favor the terrorist side if they get a quick execute afterwards, which they did. They pushed up through that connector, and then the rotate from the CT side, Method side, they go ahead and rotate over through window, and at that point it's really tough because they get choked off into jungle there. So good job at Complexity getting the bomb plant and getting that round win. They need a couple more here to get themselves back into it and then see what they can string together on the guns.
Nice shots from Sanks. Going to find Ellie in the backside of that B-bomb site, and that's pretty much the B-bomb site for free. Spraying and praying with that MAC-10 is going to be Roka, who does manage to find 1 more frag before having to fall back, and the MAC-10 is going to put a lot of money in the bank here for the terrorist side. But unfortunately, Roka's only going to be able to find the 1 as he does a split off of the stairs. I don't know if you saw that ragdoll. I don't know if DJ wants to go over towards the stairs in the A bomb site and take a look at Roka's. He's just lounging. He's just chilling over there. That's hilarious. Oh, it fell differently on his screen. What? I'm screenshotting it.
Well, the ragdoll stuff I think is calculated client side, so that would make sense, no?
I don't know, but it's absolutely hilarious on my screen. I'm gonna upload it and put it in chat for you lovely gentlemen this evening.
In any case, Method there, the last two players were trying to save their armor, but Toy does get picked up, and Justin got picked up earlier in the round, so they were trying to save the armor, but unable to do so, so neither of them get that. And now they're going to be facing off here again, basically going to be on a no-buy situation. Maybe, let's see, one of them get a kit? Any of them get a kit? No. So basically no equipment there, just a couple pistols, I think, purchased on the CT side.
And again, very aggressive here in Apartment Palace. There's already the opening frag on the board and still trying to find some more. Sank's going to be able to find 1 and 2. And that A bomb site is just completely picked clean. Complexity on their T side, very strong so far. And these anti-eco rounds, and Ellie is going to come under fire from Simphis. Simphis takes him down, 7-11 now, as we got a bit of a match on our hands.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, when you're down by that much, the first thing you need to do is pick up the pistol rounds. That's the way you get your momentum going, you get your morale going. We do have a pause here because Sanks with the no Steam log on, the dreaded no Steam log on.
But of course.
So he drops, but yeah, I mean, as a, you know, especially down, you're on the harder side of the map, but you go ahead and you pick up those 3 rounds. All of a sudden, you got a little bit of momentum going. You think you can turn it around. They pick up a couple of rifles here, and they make the swing. But I would imagine this is the interesting thing here is that the Method side don't have the money to get an op on anyone's back. So they're actually just going to leave Method. I don't know if he's going to buy anything else right now. That's all he's going to buy. So excuse me, Silent, not Method. They're going to try to get the op on his back. Oh, no, there he goes. He buys up the M4. Okay. I thought he was just going to save up, and it was going to be a really awkward situation, but nope. So they have all 5 rifles, so no ops on their back, so something to watch out for is they're not going to have that presence on either site.
All right, so full M4A4, unanimous switch over to the M4A4 here for the CT side of Method, and we'll see how they fare in this round. Again, like you said, Complexity going to have that AWP in the hands of Simphis, AKs across the board for the rest of their squad, but it's all going to come down to how they execute this hold. You've got 3 players from Complexity working their way through Underpass. You've got 2 players playing aggressively on Catwalk. That's going to be Toy and Ellie. They might be able to spot this out, but Toy's looking the wrong way. He spins around. He does manage to find one. Does significant damage onto Roka, but Roka does get the trade. And now it's going to be on this A hit. How are they going to hold this one down? Well, not very well. Strebber is able to find Valens, but Simphis goes immediately right back into him. Roka loses his life to the hands of Justin, holding for the reverse firebox. And now we're going to be seeing whether or not Simphis can do anything. He does manage to find one, and Sanks cleans it up. It comes down to that 1v1, but Sanks does win it in the long run, and Complexity take the first gun round.
Yeah, Method actually had basically the perfect setup for the take that Complexity was doing. They had pushed those 2 players up Catwalk, so their 2 B-side players had both pushed all the way up on Catwalk, and the 3 Complexity players had come through Underpass, and they were just basically trying to do an A split. So they had basically every angle necessary to defend that A bomb site, but unable to pick it up anyways. So it was a close one, but Complexity picks it up. They've got the full guns again, and the op on the back of Simphis once more.
All right, so we'll see how this next round unravels, as it is going to be another eco round. Robert's going to get naded and taken out immediately at the beginning of this one. Justin trying to find something with that Desert Eagle, and he does. It's the face of Valens, who just the most unlucky player in the server right now. And another nice shot. Toy from underneath the balcony is going to be able to find one. Automatic takes down Silent. Flashbang around the corner. That's going to blind Simphis. Toy going to be able to find a second. Let's see if he can find a third. No, Sanks is going to be there for the trade, and we're down to a 2v2. Justin going to find another 1D, and it's down to Justin versus Sanks. Justin going to try to find that rifle over there in the connector, and he does manage to pick up the AK, and now Sanks peeking out. Pops the shot anyway. Complexity pick up another round, coming down to the 1v1 between Justin and Sanks again.
Yeah, can't write that, you know, again, another close round, and really good one by Method. Basically, they were on their pistols, and so while Complexity was picking up some of those eco rounds, Method themselves doing a very good job on theirs, dropping 4 of those Complexity players. Now they had plenty of money to buy. They had almost 6K across the board, so they do have the op on the back of Silent, and he is going to head into the A bomb site with that op and play back towards CT spawn, I imagine.
So 11-9 your scoreline. AWP on the back of Silent. He had a lot of success with it in the first half. We'll see if he has a lot of success with it again this half. As you can see, look at how aggressive they're playing here in mid, and this is shades of the last round. We'll see whether or not the Complexity squad decides to go down towards that underpass or if they're going to push in towards the upper B halls. And as of right now, it looks like Roka is going to be trying to line up a smoke here for this B bomb site, see where this smoke decides to go. He's going to pull out the AK now. He pulls out the smoke again, and the AK in the smoke. And he throws it. So he is going to throw that. That is going to go right over in front of the window room in that B-bomb site. And this is all a ruse, boys. It's all a ruse. Flashbang out around the corner. Flashbang to follow. And there's the spray down from Ellie. But that rotation all the way in towards the A-bomb site. And this is all on Toy. He's by himself. He does have support coming in the form of Silent from CT Spawn. But Toy peeking the wrong way. But Valence, I don't know what he was doing. 360 running around there from wherever he was doing. I don't even know what that was. But Silent's going to be able to find, well, one before he goes down. The Molotov flushes him out from that position, and Automatic does manage to trade. Sank's going to be there as well. And now we've got a 1-point difference between these two teams.
I mean, this is just... I don't really know. I mean, this is just really impressive here by the Complexity side, just the same way it was on the Method side. They've won, 6 rounds in a row now. They've put themselves in a good position. They're winning, frequently winning the battles, and they're trading well. And in the end, that's what Complexity is, why they picked up these rounds. They've been trading just a hair better, especially, in the late rounds when it's, the 2v2s, the 1v1s, they actually end up winning those. So.
Early pick going the way of Complexity again. AK-47 shot to Justin. And we will be seeing that man advantage once again going the way of the terrorist side. 2 men down now as Silent costs his life to the AK bullet of Sanks. So now we've got that 3 versus 5. Look at this. Roberts coming around from the backside. He's going to be able to find Valence. He is just having a really rough go of it. He's 4-18 right now, not having any success. Pushing the smoke though. Toy going to find Automatic on the other side. Hello. And now we see whether or not Strubber can do any damage as he's over in the terrorist spawn. Should be another round on Complexity, though, and we should be tied up here. So a lot of T-side action so far in this matchup. There's a lot of success being found by both squads on their T-side. First half was 11-4 in favor of Method on their T-side, and so far it's been all Complexity all day. They haven't dropped a round yet. That's 7 in a row for them.
We saw a match very similar to this in last season of Pro League. I'm trying to remember who the 2 teams were, but it was it started off and it was like an 11-4 score or something in favor of the Terrorists in the first half. I think it was actually maybe one of the Keydstars games, oddly enough.
Don't tell me it was Keydstars versus Luminosity that went into 5 OTs.
That's exactly the one.
I don't want to do that again. That was ridiculous.
But it was crazy because neither team on their CT side could do anything until the overtimes, and then it rotated, and then at one point the overtimes they completely switched. But I mean, it's just very similar to what we're seeing here.
And again, we're going to see that hit coming in towards that A-bomb site. Once again, Justin going to fall. Already an opening here, but doubling up is going to be Robert. Silent finds one as well, so bringing it back to the favor of the CT side. Method. And now we're back to a 2v2. Sympus not going to find the op shot, not looking the right direction at the right time. And now it's Automatic in a 1v2. And on Catwalk, got to check your corners there as he flops down onto the stairs as Ellie takes him down from behind. Method pick up a CT side round, 12-11.
Yep, so like you said, finally picked that up. And actually did a pretty good job of not losing a whole lot of equipment there. They are going to have to, let's see, I'm seeing what they're buying up. They have a couple players with some decent money, but I don't think it's enough to drop if they were to lose this one. So they're in that same sort of situation that Complexity was, where if they lose this one, it's going to be tough for them to buy in the next round.
I've always wanted to do this, Holden. Somebody in chat asked if this was a rerun. No, this is not a rerun. But now everybody's going to be really confused when it's actually a rerun.
Yeah, except if you're talking about it. So.
Yeah, but now they don't know.
It's true.
Sympus going for the pick there into the B halls, not going to find it. Toy gets away with his life. That nade did a lot of damage on a Sympus. 53 damage to be exact, for those of you keeping track at home. Smoke grenade comes out from his teammate Ellie. He's going to go for the jump peek, and that's a bad smoke. I'm surprised they weren't ready for him to jump up just yet. But Molotov to come out, and this push going to be coming in towards this B bomb site. They're trying to bait out as many grenades as they possibly can. Flashes and nades go out, and that bomb going to get picked up here very, very shortly. So it's moved back towards mid on the back of Simphis. Let's see if he goes towards T-spawn, and he does, so that hit is actually coming towards A. They do have automatic playing up here in Connector, but really no map control for Complexity. They do have automatic lurked out in mid, but it's going to be 4 players from the terrorist force over by A ramp for this execution. They still have a handful of nades to work with, but what can Roberts and Silent do? The AWP and the M4. Hit comes in. Silent takes one. Valence down and out, but Roka's there. Roberts gets taken down. Justin goes down as well, and this could be another round on the board for Complexity. It's looking good. It's down to a 3 versus 1 as Ellie is your last man standing. Simphis from the firebox can't land the shot. Goes for the repeat. Hits the shot. He's down to 5 HP, but he comes out on top 12-12 now, and the money situation for the CT side, it's in shambles. We're looking at a possible 13-12 scoreline before this next round is all said and done.
Yeah, like you said, this is where it starts to get scary. This is where you start to sweat if you're Method. Now, not that they haven't done well in their eco rounds, so, you know, there's always that opportunity. Complexity have done very well in theirs, so, you know, you can't freak out too much, but you have to be worried. But just a really good round by Complexity on that last one. I'm not really sure what cued them off to just go ahead. It wasn't like it was a fake. They just simply decided, all right, nope, we're going to go to the A bomb site instead of B. After initially putting the pressure there, but they're working towards B right now, and they actually only got 1 player in that B bomb site to deal with, but a lot of presence in mid, so quick rotations are going to happen.
So again, 12-12. That bomb is going to be on the back of Valens. They're trying to flush Ellie out of position. That Molotov and those nades, they drop so much utility into the backside of that B bomb site. Flashbangs go out. But look at this. Roberts and Justin going to try to find themselves into a good position. Nice shot from Justin. Oh! He takes 2. Runs out of bullets. And coming around on the flank is going to be Roka and Valens to take down the last 2. Silent and Ellie go down. But Justin, wow, doubling him up with the Silent USP. Some great shots from him. But unfortunately, it's too little too late, and Complexity going to take back the lead 13-12.
Yeah, and again here, Method, you know, just because of the economy, they're not going to be able to pick up that op, which, you know, Silent is generally pretty effective with, and, you know, he's been fairly decent with the round that they won. He did pretty well with, but he actually hasn't been that effective with it on this side of the map anyways. But they're going to do a quick pressure actually towards mid to see if they catch one off guard, and they don't. Yes, they finally pick that up, and they pick up one more onto Valen. So now Simphis with the return, but it is a 4v3 all of a sudden in favor of Method.
Yeah, but Roka's already got control of the CT spawn. He's going to come under battle here, and he's going to lose it to Ellie. He peeked out a little bit too wide, a little bit wider than I would have liked to have seen him peek. He could have held the stairs angle for a little while longer and waited for his teammates to get that bomb plant, but he overextends, and he pays the price for it, so it's a 2v4 retake. And we could see Method chime in with another one as Sanks goes down. It's on Simphis, and he's stuck in the middle of the bomb site with nowhere to go, so it's going to be tied back up 13-13.
This is so similar to the first half, it's kind of scary. I mean, I think Complexity took a little bit longer to pick up and start trading these rounds back and forth, but I mean, it's just playing out very similar. You had the terrorist side just start out so very strong, and then all of a sudden some rounds started to trade a little bit towards the end. But Complexity going to have, again, enough money to buy here. Method, if they really want to pick up this win, they need to win again. They need to win this one here if they want a chance to sort of pick this up. If they pick that up, Complexity will be forced into a save or close to one, although knowing Simphis, they'll force.
Most definitely, but 13-13, and again, really close matchup here. Silent with the AWP is going to be looking down the B halls. He might be able to find one. That's Roka. That's the advantage that Method is looking for. Now, again, they need to string these rounds together, because if they lose this, they're back on a save, and they could be down 15-13 when all's said and done. This is really going to be on whether or not Roberts can line these shots up, and he does. He takes down Sanks, the 2-man advantage, the molly into Connector. That's a good molly. That's right at the feet of Automatic. That flushes him out, does a tremendous amount of damage to him as well. So he's down to 76 HP. And that's going to hold them honest from that peak. And coming around from Subway, Ellie gets 2. And that leaves some Simphis once again. LMS with the AWP. Going to be able to find the first shot on the toy. But that's probably as far as he's going to get. As you see the last couple of players. Nice grenade to his feet. 50 damage nade right there. And Nice shot from Silent over the boxes, and the A bomb site takes him down. 14-13 Method. They string 2.
Yeah, I mean, they get that, and as we said, Complexity going to go ahead and buy up those rifles. So they're going to have a couple players on the weaker side of the rifles, or maybe with just a Tech 9. Yep, Tech 9 armor. So they go ahead and pick up that. So again, we expected this. This is exactly what we see out of Semphis. This is the way he believes to play in this game, and it's not necessarily a bad way to play. The pistols are strong, especially when you have that armor. So we'll see what they can do here. They're stacking up towards that A bomb site, and they're going to get those smokes out. So they're just doing the set A take, get the wall of smoke up, and see if you can get in and get that bomb plant.
Again, another tall order as they are going to be on that force buy like you talked about, but Roberts is going to be able to open things up. Roka trades back, but Justin going to drop him as well, so the advantage going the way of the CT. But this is going to be Semphis. Can he get there in time to support his teammates? No. LMS once again, AK-47 in hand. He's going to be able to catch a couple of players here. Taps down one, looking for the other one, but he's not going to be able to find it just yet, as I'm getting a little bit of a leg spike there. But Toy gets the frag anyway, and Method is on match point.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I'm just looking at the scoreboard here, and both teams just have some stars coming out to shine. But, I mean, really on the Method side, I think you mentioned these 3 players in the first half, but you've got Justin, Toy, and Silent all sort of carrying that team. Justin at the top of 29, and Silent and Toy at 25 and 24, respectively. But then you look over on the Complexity side, Sinks. 34 frags. He really sort of is what I think turned around this Complexity team. Once they got on this terrorist side, he sort of went off and got them back into this. But I think at this point it may have been too little too late, as Method is now this last round potentially from winning it.
And that's the biggest part about this right now, is this force buy from Complexity in the last round. It didn't really yield them anything, and bad flashbang there as Valence is going to get blinded out. Automatic going to be able to trade out Roka, as they do lose a couple of players early on in this matchup. And that's just on the top fragger, so that's not a bad trade to have, but you still got to compete with Roberts here in the backside of this A-bomb site, as well as Toy. Automatic going to find a second frag as he takes down Roberts. Toy did manage to find Sank, so both top fraggers from both teams are down and out, but you still have Ellie, Toy, and Silent to contend with here on this retake, and Silent's going to get the Tech 9 frag to the face of Valence, takes him out, and it's Automatic and Semphis to try to close this match out and try to keep it alive for Complexity. Automatic with a third this round, and he's still on 100 HP. What can Semphis do? He's going to be able to get the dink down, but Toy finds the head of him. And Toy, he's going to stick the defuse. He's in a great position. Automatic. He doesn't throw the molly out in time. He gets the defuse before he burns, and it's over. 16-13 Method. Wow. A second earlier, that Molotov would have taken him down, but unfortunately, Automatic doesn't throw it in time.
Yep, he goes ahead and picks that up. Again, Toy there at the end, one of the stars of the Method side during that match. He picks it up. He gets the defuse at the end of the game. And as you said, Method with, I don't know that we can call it an upset, because we haven't seen a whole lot of this solidified Complexity roster playing, but definitely a very solid performance by them on the terrorist side. And then they come around and they able to close it out late on their second half. So good job by them. We got 2 more matches coming up this evening. And
we do.
I think Moses might be back, although now he's gone silent again.
Moses, are you here? Jason? Rip?
Well, he's not in Mumble, so he's not here to cast. But we will, I think, take a very quick break. This next match is going to be starting up very, very quickly.
That's a lie. It's already a knife round. I'm hopped in here, man.
Oh, my God.
It's Conquest versus coastal. And we'll be seeing these two teams face off on Cobblestone. I don't know if DJ is in here as well, so I'm just going to radio voice this knife round for you guys. I'll give you the quick play-by-play as Stanislaw takes down Rush. Stanislaw going to find Daps as well. He's already picked up 2 kills so far in this round. And we see Rex picking up 2 himself before he goes down. Doomore and Invert going to be able to chime in, and that leaves Shazam in a 1 versus 3. Make that a 1v2 as Drake gets chopped down and Shazam falls in the long run. So we'll have to see what side Coast decides to pick for their beginning here, and it looks like they're going to go for the CT side.
So, sort of what you would expect. They go ahead and pick what is, at least especially for NA, the stronger side of this map. it's interesting to watch the Europeans play, and we see a lot of T-sided, occurrences happen. But this map plays pretty fun since the update that they did to it. So pretty fun. Sound like an idiot. But I actually enjoy watching this map quite a bit. Some people still don't enjoy it, but I actually enjoy just the competitive side of it. But this bomb site, the B bomb site they're executing on right now, is the one that the terrorists have a lot of success on, and they're actually going to go ahead, get the smoke out, pick up a couple of frags. But are they going to be able to get the bomb down? There's a lot of damage done to their terrorist side and being dropped one at a time.
Yeah, and already a really good start here from the CT side as they've got him very low to close this round out, and Drake coming on the big flank. He's going to be able to find backs of both of these players, but he gets neither. Dumore is going to go ahead and clean it up. He gets the triple on the round, and Team Coast going to be able to find that one.
All right.
So we'll continue to radio voice this one for a second. I believe our streamer's game went down for a second. He's going to go ahead and hop back in here for you guys in just a second. So a little unfortunate for that one. But we are going to see a buy-up draw soul going for the Nova.
Yes, and my Lord and Savior is here.
Jason Moses O'Toole back in the house. I don't know if I call him the Lord and Savior.
The internet's back, boys.
The parter of the Mumble Seas has arrived.
Perfect.
Ooh, Team Coast as well. This is the new sponsorship team. They just hooked this up. I think it was earlier today.
Yes, they did. And we are going to see some action heating up here at the mid corridor as Stanislaw going to be able to open things up. But Rix and Daps answer back, so it's a 2-for-2 trade as you've got Drake, Dumore, and Drossel, the Triple D over there on the CT side trying to make something happen here. And Drake coming under fire from multiple angles. He might get caught out here as you see those Tech 9s trying to go to work, and Shazam's going to come around the corner. Such a distraction being dealt here in the P90 from Daps, and Shazam finds Drake, and that leaves it all on the last player, Dumore. He pushes the smoke through the double doors, and he's going to be able to find 2 out of the 3, and that leaves Rix, but he's booking it over towards that B bomb site, and this is actually a clever play from Rix. He picked up the bomb and kind of baited his teammates to get this bomb plant. They did go investing heavily into this round, but look at how far away Dumore is, and that bomb being planted at B is going to take some time off the clock. He does have a kit, so we'll see how Rix decides to play this. He's going to go up towards the broken wall hallway, and we'll see if he's able to execute Dumore. And so this is kind of a clever spot for Rix to play in, Moses.
Yeah, I mean, he just has so much time to reposition. And you could even see Dumore, once that bomb got planted, he's all the way in the A bomb site. He just, just kind of knows he's got such a tall task. So he's probably just going to stick this because he has no clue where Rix is. And actually, this is getting close. Rix is a peak, so what is that? Dumore's just going to win the round for free. His real only option, because there were so many things that Rix could have been doing, and it bails him out. So the balls on Dumore there are big.
Yeah, I mean, just full stick in the bomb. But again, that second bomb plant gives enough money in the bank that they're going to go for a force buy here on the Conquest side. So this is kind of interesting to see. A Tech 9 for Rush, Shazam with the Tech 9, 2 AKs and 2 Galils now. Shazam's going to get the Tech 9 and a Galil in hand. But look at the nades. 2 Molotovs, 2 smokes, and 2 flashes. Not a lot to work with here on the Conquest side.
Yeah, I'm still just stunned that Rix hasn't peeked that whatsoever. So, that's just giving up a free win. Really unfortunate how that 1v1 played out, because he played it so well up until that point, but...
Maybe he didn't see the wires.
Yeah. Jesus, don't even go there.
That's kind of the thing now, though, isn't it? It's like everybody's talking about how fake diffuses aren't going to work. Well, that's the perfect situation where if Rix peeks out a little bit, he sees that he's on the bomb and he commits to the fight. If he doesn't see the wires out, then obviously he can fall back and bide his time a little while longer. I mean, Dumore did have time to fake it once or twice before he actually committed to it. He just decides to go, Big D style and just stick the diffuse.
Either way, all these defenses are very spread out. Only really Dumore and Drake have any chance of bailing each other out of a gunfight. Over at the A-bomb site, Invert and Stanislaw are playing very, very individual, so it's going to come up with some huge plays here. Dap swings out wide, he falls first. Shazam's over at the fence, and meanwhile at B, where the real hit is coming in, this is all just a fake, but it's cleaned up now, so 2 on 5. I mean, Conquest really has nothing to go off of here.
There you go. Rush is going to be able to find one. Dumore sprays him down, and this is a very different-looking Conquest squad than we saw on Train last night.
Yeah, well, it's
it's only 3 rounds, yeah.
Yeah, still very early. But either way, they do get cleaned up here. I mean, that fake just doesn't work out for him. They go for that third round buy. They did get the bomb plant, so it doesn't work out. Now they're going to be forced onto a save. This is actually a map that Conquest is pretty decent at going back towards the last season. They had a couple good matches. I remember Shazam specifically on this map seems to know the angles with his AWP very, very well.
Yeah, but if they keep forcing up like this, they're not going to give them the opportunity to use that AWP. I mean, they went for the pistol armor buy in the second round, Tech 9s and head armor. And the round after that, they go for Galil's and Tech 9s, and it doesn't work out for them at all. And now this boost from Drake might be able to yield him a number of kills here. So he's going to drop one, lays the nade out. That's going to find some good damage. And look at this. He's just staying up there and battling. He finally loses his life, but Stanislaw... Hi guys, how you doing? I got a P90. I'm going to take down 3 of you before Rush can do anything. And Daps ends up actually cleaning him up and getting the P90. But the aggression all over the map here for the CT side of Team Coast.
Yeah, surprising as well, knowing that that was going to be an eco that they chose to be that aggressive. Either way, it pretty much eliminates any option. Even this Molotov forcing Daps it back, but he's so cornered in. They're so pushed up and aggressive. So moving forward, what's going to have to happen, because the money bonus, the losing bonus is going to start building up, but it's going to have to be Conquest. If they're going to run a fake like that, it has to be a little bit better done. I mean, they didn't get any trades on that fake over towards A. It was Shazam and I believe it was Daps that swung wide in that first gun round. I mean, that has to be traded. If you're going to run a fake like that, that kill has to be traded to force some kind of a rotate to alleviate the defense over at the B bomb site. So they're just going to have to do a better job of that moving forward.
Absolutely. So we're going to come into our next gun round, and let's see, do they have money for the AWP? No. 5,000. Shazam could go for the naked AWP, but he decides to go for the AK and utility. And now we actually see if this is really our first full gun round that we've had so far, and it comes in the 5th round because of the force buys that Conquest decided to go for early on in this one. Looks like they're going to be favoring a little bit of the mid-control style this time. No AWP in the hands of Invert, and he's definitely a very capable AWPer in his own right. We saw him last season in Premier with Lunatic. They actually won Premier last season. Stanislaw going to be able to draw first blood. He drops the flashbang out, or the smoke, but Daps is going to be there for the peek and takes him down. So the trade comes out even up 4-4.
Yeah, that's a bad trade, though. And once again, it's just very individual from Stan. And now at a 4-on-4, you can see the defense is going to get spread thin. It's forced to do more to pretty much commit over towards A. So, I mean, this B bomb site, 1 player at drop and 1 player at fountain. That's a push you normally see in those A halls with 2 players to, you know, trade to back each other up to be able to fall back safely.
So again, Conquest coming back over towards this B bomb site, you know, filtering that bomb back over. You can see it's on the back of Daps, waiting for Shazam and Ricks to work their way, or pardon me, Shazam and Nafly to work their way over towards this B bomb site and maybe try to make a commitment over in this direction. But there's 2 CTs to contend with a fast rotation from Invert as well. So really tricky to get into this B bomb site, but they're just going to walk it in, not even throw anything at the beginning of this. They do have an arsenal of nades to use, but making a footstep, there's the Molotov to go out, and now that rotation should be on from Invert, and it is, coming around from CT spawn. So really, it's going to be, are they going to be able to hit their shots? Drake holding from backside of Fountain. Invert works his way in behind Rock, and we'll see whether or not they can make it happen. Rick's going to be able to find Drawsoul. Invert is able to find one before Daps takes him down. And finally, Shazam takes out Drake. So Doomore is your last man standing in this 1 versus 3. And it looks like he wants to push up and go for it. But Rick's hits a nice shot, and Conquest is finally on the board.
Yeah, just a really weakened B defense that Conquest is able to take advantage of. There was no backup. That 1 player behind Fountain, he didn't have anyone really watching anything. No one to help him out, so he just gets swarmed eventually. But Conquest gets that initial pick, works their way back towards B, and they don't even need the AWP at the moment. But now I look at because these rounds have been pretty successful despite losing a couple conquests. You go back towards that 1-on-1 that Rick's lost, the money that was invested into the next round because so many players died. All of a sudden, this buy at a coast, 3 Famuses, and it's just going to be a straight up B rush.
Speeding things up, we talked about the aggression and how it plays out, but Doomore's going to push the smoke. He almost manages to connect onto that second player, which was Daps, very, very low, critically injured, but Daps is actually going to be able to find another one. Drake and Drawsoul, again, pushing through the smoke, and they get a handful of frags themselves, and it's down to Daps and Naf, and a 2 versus 3. Drawsoul down and out. He only had 1 HP to work with, and look at this. They're going to go for the reverse boost at this point and try to get Stanislaw on the big flank. Bomb yet to be planted, still a minute on the clock.
Yeah, this is actually a really, really smart boost. So it's all going to depend on the timing at Stan, but actually Naf's watching for it, so he's not fooled whatsoever. He knows the timing. He gets dinked immediately, but still such low HP on all 4 players here. The bomb does get picked up. I would expect it to be planted right now by Daff. Naf has readjusted
You
his
just said
positioning.
Daff and Naps.
Yeah, I did. It happens.
I liked it. Oh, sorry to call you out on that. I thought it was funny. Drake's going to be able to find Daps, and now they're down to the 2v1. But look at this Naf playing this very smart. He's hiding right behind the smoke, and he's going to let Stanislaw run on by. They have no idea that he's behind here. He's going to be able to creep right up. That smoke goes down, but he knows where he is in that smoke. What's he doing? Naf?
I don't even know anymore.
What?
I don't even know what that was. He played that once again.
He played it great up until the very end.
All right. Well, so that happens, and I don't even know what to say about that. That's just a really, really bad, confusing play.
Yeah. I don't get that at all. I'm kind of speechless on that, which is weird for me because I like to talk a lot.
It is weird for you.
Hey now. Play nice. So again, co's going to pick up another round here. That bomb plant does enable Conquest to pick up another, broken buy for the sake of the argument. Shazam going to have that Tech 9, and again, they're going to boost Drake up. So this boost has been working out relatively well for them in the past. Obviously, that flank last time gathered some pretty solid information for them, but this time he's just going to be holed up behind a smoke, and I'm getting a handful of GoTV lag. I don't know if you're getting the same. My SV at the bottom is going haywire right now. But there you go. Dink goes out on a do more, but he's going to win the fight.
Yeah, now I live in most of the aggression. That's the bomb down as well over towards B. So even if there's success at this A bomb site, which there's not at the moment, the bomb is so far away. Daps, he does get one long range. That's Drake down. He's got one close up to deal with. And the full rotation is on. 3 members of Team Coast over at the A site. Still, no one's picked up the bomb whatsoever. Rix is trying to look for anyone to rotate through the drop zone, but he's not going to find anything. And Coast can just sit back for the moment. They don't have to be aggressive whatsoever. 30 seconds left on the clock. The Terrorists still have to gather up the bomb, reconvene, and fight their way into his site, and it's not looking lightly right now.
Yeah, and look at Stanislaw. He's already on the flank. I mean, these aggressive plays, these aggressive individual plays from Team Coast, I mean, they've kind of been working out in the long run, but Daps is going to get caught in the backstab. Well, maybe. Maybe not.
Yeah, he recovers, but... okay, so Conquest is going to have to... They're going to have to do something here. They're going to have to... You look at Naf at 1 and 7, Shazam with 2 and 6. Those guys need to start fragging. You talked about it. A lot of force buys early on from this team, so he hasn't been able to get the op going into his hands. But some of these terrorist rounds, they need to come together. They need to start focusing a little bit more because they've thrown away a couple now. This is 2 rounds that they had a great chance of winning that have just been handed away.
Yeah, and a couple of their executes have just been sloppy for the sake of the argument. You know, the first gun round, the force-up that they had 2 players that tried to go over to A and sell a fake and didn't really do all that successful of a job at that. And the last gun round that they had, you know, kind of mixed all over the map, and they're not winning these aim battles. That's really what it's boiling down to for them, is they're making their way in towards these bomb sites. And again, there you go, Stanislaw. He does have Invert behind him, but Invert, he's not able to really do a whole lot of damage. Drops a kind of a flubbed nade there, but you know, these individual plays that we talked about, and now Rush has got a Glock out, and he comes around somehow. He got, I don't even know how the hell he got where he was, but he does manage to take down Invert.
And now Drake's going to be the one who gets re-aggressive. Once again, very, very solo, pushing all the way up. Teammates far away. Shazam's going to swing out wide. He gets dropped by a nice headshot. It's Rush's turn. He loses as well. Drake going for a triple kill, pulls a snipe out. And there's Drossel covering over towards his long A hulls, but Rix does eventually get one before being cleaned up. But still, a lot of damage done, a lot of rebuys forced out for this defense.
And I don't know if you actually saw that, though, but pushing out through mid, I believe that was Rush that got that Glock kill in mid. He was alone, already on CT side of middle, and he had the bomb. Now, granted, it was an eco round, and, you know, it's kind of a throwaway, but if he loses there, then that's just, you know, a completely unnecessary death. And not only that, but they lose the bomb, and the rotation from the CT side just crushes everything that they have going for them over in that area.
Yeah, especially because they picked up a couple weapons, so they had a good chance in that. But, I mean, they get bailed out. They do a lot of damage. I mean, conversely, the defense did a lot of very, very aggressive individual plays, so that's kind of how Conquest is able to do economical damage. But still, it's getting to the point now at 7-1 where that's just not enough. They have to start capitalizing on it. And with the buy here, they have full utility. They're just looking for any kind of push over at A. They're not putting any pressure on it whatsoever. They're going to come back towards this B bomb site and go for an execute.
And again, Shazam, he's just watching for that aggression. Now, Stanislaw, he's flanked him out in that B hallway like 2 or 3 times so far in this matchup. Almost a third of the rounds, he's found himself behind them in that B hallway, but now they're trying to be a little bit more aware. But look at this bait play that they've got going on. Oh, Drake. I don't understand why he decided to peek there, but Draw Soul and Dumore are going to be able to find 1, 2, and 3. Shazam and Rix answer back, so we're on a 2v2. But Rix has got to be careful. He's got Invert around the corner, and Stanislaw right there as well. And Rick's going to lose that aim battle, and Shazam with only 1 HP. He's trying to maybe find something over here with this bomb on his back, but, you know, a well-placed nade. They've got 2 nades and a Molotov to clear him out.
Oh my god, Shazam, he just blinded both of them, but, I mean, he doesn't get that kill cleanly, and now that's an easy cleanup for Stanislaw. So Shazam actually almost has a really good play that wins him the round, but either way, they recover. You're exactly right, that bait and switch was set up really well, and Drake just not feeling comfortable for whatever reason, not sticking into his corner. He gets spotted out, he gets killed from long range, so that setup is perfect if he doesn't peek there. Either way, they do manage to salvage it, but still taking a lot of losses in the process. Fortunately, Conquest not able to get the bomb down. They've only really gotten it down once, so I mean, this money isn't building up. They can't really rebuy too much as this looting bonus build up. And now look at this fast play down drop. They're going to take the first kill. That's Drake. He just drops immediately.
Draw Soul's there for the trade, but Rush drops another one. Dumore, though, he's been stalwart in the back of this B-bomb site, but it's a split from drop, and Dumore picking up 2 more. He's got 3 on the round. It's all down to Rix in a 1v2. And look at this, Stanislaw somehow managing to find his way around the backside of that broken wall again.
Yeah, Rix even salvages an op here, so we can make something work. That's a nice shot on a Dumore. A good find. Is he going to be ready for Stanislaw? Long range. I bet he wish he had the op out at that point, but Stan cleans him up. Is he going to be able to salvage that gun? Yes, he is. He gets there just in time. So 9-1 now for Coast. Now we're finally going to see an AWP in Shazam's hands. Yes, we are. So he picks that up in the 10th or 11th round, excuse me.
Yeah, really late into this matchup for him to get an op finally, but at what cost is it going to be? And if he loses it beginning of this round, I mean, that's a huge investment wasted. I mean, you can look at the top at the economy, 27,700 invested on Coast and 26,750 on Conquest. So almost equal economies on both sides. But there you go, Rush, the aggression in mid. You're going to be able to find that first kill. And now Invert, he's got the AWP, going to find the shot on the NAF, takes him down. There's one more terrorist that's encroaching on that area as well. They're going to go for the boost up. And he's going to cost him his life. He does wall Rix, though, with the op before he goes.
Yeah, but, I mean, they get that initial kill on the Rush over in middle, over towards the A-bomb site. And there's no, I mean, that's a really good aggressive peek because there's no chance for the terrorists to trade it. So all of a sudden they have 2 kills. Team Coast finds 2 kills that aren't able to be traded, but there's Shazam clearing things out over towards drop, so he brings it into a 3-on-3. Now the defense is spread out. Now they have to make a decision because they only have Dumore over at the B-bomb site. And he's going to be feeling a lot of pressure pretty soon.
Well, I don't know about that. The bomb is all the way over here in mid, and Shazam is working his way out, missing the shot. So Dumore capitalizes on another missed shot there from Shazam. And now the push is coming mid.
Not enough aggression from these 2 players. When that kill comes out from Shazam, they know the rotation's got to come towards. Daps isn't going to clear his angles. There's Stanislaw with 1. But that's the thing. When you get that kill, you force the rotations. Those A players needed to make that move much, much quicker because that's when the rotations come in. No matter, it's not necessarily what the actual is because we have the whole mini-map. It's that perceived pressure. When you see a smoke coming over the wall as Dumore is the only person in B. When you hear footsteps, when you see one person, that's going to cause a rotate in the 3-on-3.
Yeah, and unfortunately, maybe a little bit of breakdown in communication on the Conquest side because they're slow to get up there, and Stanislaw hiding himself very, very well. I mean, picks up the double there, and look at him. He's aggressive again through the A halls. He's already pushed all the way out. Drake finds first blood on the Daps, but they're already out through Broken Wall. They're going to be able to find one. Nafly chimes in and trades that. And there you go. There's another frag for Nafly before Draw Soul can finally silence him. We're down to a 2v2. And this quick strat actually finding a lot of success here at this B-bomb site in this round. And Rix trying to get a little overzealous there. That Molotov, though, high. Going to flush him out, and he actually manages to get away.
Yeah, Stan just missing a couple shots there. There's really not much he can do here. Might just want to save this gun. Actually, they're going to be able to save anyway, so he's going to go for it. See if some luck is on his side, but it's not. Rix plays that one pretty well. It's second round for Conquest this late in the half, but either way, they force an eco now, so that 2 can turn into 3 and 4 very, very quickly. So that's a good round to find here towards the end.
No, I don't know if you caught it or not, but did you see the ending of our complexity method match?
No, my internet was still down.
Method wins 16-13.
Oh,
Not what you were expecting.
intriguing.
Sanks went off, but unfortunately none of the rest of his team did. I think Valens ended up with 4 kills by the end of the match.
That is, that's unfortunate.
But now we see an eco round coming out here from the coast side, and there's a trade. Rick's finding the HE grenade kill, but look at how heavy the stack is towards this B-bomb site, but Shazam's going to be able to tap away Drossel. Daps takes down Dumore, and Invert goes down to the hands of Rush. So there it is, another round on the board for Conquest as they get 3. But go ahead and finish your thought there, Moses.
I mean, it's not super surprising, just because from watching Complexity the other night, they had a lot of issues on their cash matches, especially. Where I mentioned they had to win like 6 ecos to do it. So, I mean, you're not going to be able to rely on that match after match. You're not going to win that many eco rounds, obviously. So, Method has some talented players, so it's not super surprising, because I didn't see anything out of Complexity last night that would have made me think they were going to beat anyone up tonight.
Yeah, Method jumped out to an 8-1 scoreline to start it off. They were 7-0 at the very beginning. But here it is again, the aggression at drop. And Stanislaw is going to draw first blood. Invert gets the AWP frag onto Daps, and now we're down to a 3 versus 4. Shazam, though, going to equalize, taking down 1. Oh, just barely misses the shoulder, but he gets the snapshot on Drossel. And Nafly is going to flush out Dumore with a well-placed Molotov. And here comes Drake on the flank. Going to be able to find one more Shazam at 12 HP, but he does have the AWP, the one-shot weapon. See whether or not they can line this one up. But look at this Drake coming all the way back around through the double doors, and Shazam is going to put himself into a beautiful position. Done and done. 10-4 now. Conquest finding some success late in this half, 3 in a row.
Yeah, and it's interesting because that round especially was won by Shazam with that AWP. So you can imagine they didn't get it into his hands until like the 11th round. So maybe that has something to do with it, because now that he's picked it up, they've rattled off a couple straight. That's a very good round by him, finding some entries, bailing him out of a tough spot. When they lost the initial 2 players, I mean, that was a 3-on-5 at one point.
Yeah, it was. And Shazam coming in, getting those. And it's like you said, if they would have just waited for that economy game to come around in the beginning of this matchup, what kind of damage could they have done? This could have been a much closer half. Instead of being possible 10-5, they could have been looking at an 8-7 or even an 9-6 in their own favor.
And one player, this is a gamble over towards this B bomb site, and unfortunately it's the wrong gamble. Just a shotgun up close in these A halls.
I don't know if it's the wrong gamble. They're starting to filter over towards that B bomb site now as Conquest.
Yes, they do seem to be, don't they? They actually don't even seem to know where they were going to go for a second there. But yeah, but unfortunately, it's taken so long that the gamble has broken up. The stack, they slowly drift away. So as Conquest makes their way over towards B, the stack of these pistols, Drake's going to find some action. Nice shot. He gets the first kill on a Daps. But really, there's Dumore coming in from behind. Daps spins and grabs that one. Unfortunate. Invert with the scout close up. Can't do anything, so Drossel grabs one, immediately traded off. And it's just up to this shotgun. Not much that Stanislaw can do.
So we'll have to see if he can do any damage whatsoever, as Rush is the only one that's relatively low. He does find an AK. Makes a little bit of noise dropping that rifle, and Rick's swings on him. 10-5. Conquest rattle off 4 out of their 5 rounds in the last 4 rounds of that half. And now they're going to be on the CT side, and we'll see if they can capitalize with the pistol round victory here.
Yeah, but this tends to be a terror-sided map. So now, Conquest they've got themselves a little bit of a hole to dig themselves out of, especially if the pistol round goes the way of Coast. And you can see, Dumore, Stanislaw having a huge match, 17 and 16 kills respectively. So it's going to take a pretty big effort. I think Shazam's going to have to get that AWP in his hands as soon as possible. We see how important that was to their success.
Now, we've argued the point of what side of this map is, but keep in mind this is North American CS we're talking about. Where you talked about before how European, when you were casting or watching Pro League for North America for the European side, how it typically was, standard T side 9-6, 8-7, but then when we casted the North American side, it typically ended up being a little bit heavier on the CT side. Just, I don't know if it's because of the strats or what it was, but an even trade to start things off here.
Yeah, just very curious that both these teams sending one person up to commit to fights over towards that long A. So that's a 1-for-1 trade. But once again, on this map especially, look at how the defense is split right now. They don't even have anyone watching drop. Rush is finally going to come over there, but there's so much space for terrorist teams to work with. This defense is spread very, very thin.
Rick's playing all the way in the back by the chicken coops. He's watching drop very passively. Flashbang, actually, pardon me, smoke. Decoy. I don't even know. It didn't pop yet. Nice spot from Rush, but he's only going to be able to get one and done. And now Shazam, he's in a great spot, but he's going to pop shots a little bit too early. Draw Soul spins and takes him down, and now that A bomb site has been infiltrated in a 3v2. That bomb will get planted.
Yeah, Shazam's going to be really, really pissed that he didn't get at least one there. Invert spotted Naf coming out. Rix is up at the balcony, so there's one nice kill from Naf. Actually, a second one, so all of a sudden he's evened things out. Invert's got a big job to do. He can't connect with the shot quite yet, but he's got to take a fight. He's got to find a one-on-one. Rix is up close, and he just executes him from mid-range. So good retake. Naf doing a lot of work there.
Yeah, beautiful shots from Naf. Even after being spotted, he falls down into the pit there in mid and is able to find two nice headshots. Rick's finishing things off. And again, I like what Coast did. They got the early pick, and even though there was a trade that came out, they didn't panic. They didn't try to just bum rush a bomb site. They regrouped over by drop, and they went for the split onto the A bomb site. And they found success over there until that Rix and Nafly retake came in and just destroyed them with headshots from the USP.
But with that plant, no investment out of Coast. They upgrade some pistols, no nades. There's only one flashbang, so this is just going to be a heavy B play. See what kind of trades they can get, if any at all. Try and get that bomb planted, because it is going to be a third-round buy out of Coast.
And they're all working their way towards Broken Wall. They're going to go ahead and jump their way on out, and Dumore is going to be there. Rush finds the first frag. Nice shot from Invert, takes Nafly down, and we're trading back and forth relatively evenly. They're going for the bomb plant. Shazam trying to prevent that, but it is going to get planted. Nade comes out, and Shazam does clean it up, and that's going to leave it all on Drake here with 37 HP and the Tech 9, and now 0 HP and nothing. The defuse comes in, and Conquest going to pick up their 7th round, but back-to-back bomb plants, they might be able to put an AWP in the hands of Invert just based off of the economy that they're going to get from those two plants.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the update to see if they can. It might be a glass cannon, but either way, they might decide to go for it. I mean, this is a round where if they went that route, there's no one on the CT side that can really counter him. He can actually get light armor as well, I believe.
I was going to say, he can buy light armor here. He does go for light armor, but nope. AK. He bought the body armor first just to tease us, Moses.
Well, that's the safe play. Because now, I mean, look at all the nades they have. They have 5 smokes. They can do any kind of execute they want. They're going into P90 and Phobos. They actually have the advantage in this round, you know, just a very small advantage. Shazam and Daps this time being aggressive over towards A. Shazam just shooting at feet from a nice angle. He's trying to fall away. He gets spotted out, misses the flashbang. Now they're going to chase after him. They've got to be careful. Daps is up at the haystack with a P90. He's ready to go at any moment. And there's Shazam. He falls, but no one from Coast clears out Daps, and he goes long range to the P90, and he gets traded immediately. So now the A hit is on, but so is the rotation.
Nice shot from Drake, and Stanislav finds Rush. Nafly, your last man standing, almost burns alive in a Molotov standing his ground against Drake, and he doesn't realize that there is a flank. And Daps long range with the P90, I don't disagree with that because there was a lurk coming around from long A, but he might have been able to time that a little bit better. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he actually shot. They weren't looking at him. If he could have stayed composed a little bit longer, maybe waited for one person to come along or cleared it out before turning around. That was just the interesting part. But either way, now they're forced onto a save. They have some CZs, some P250s. And Coast has got to be very, very careful coming up towards this A bomb site.
Yeah, they got Daps over here by the stairs in danger zone, but he's going to lose his life. 4 HP left for Drake, so a lot of damage. And there you go. Rix is going to be able to find one and get an AK. He has body armor as well, but he's coming around, and he's not ready for that push from Dumore. So unfortunately, that rifle lost. That bomb is working its way through the mid-connector as well. Nafly going to join his teammate Shazam over in that area also. Rush late on the rotation. He actually hasn't moved at all, and looks like he's lagging over here in the backside of this site. He does have 140 ping. Yeah, he's lagging out.
It's going to make this A hit much easier than it already was.
I switched to him and he was staring at a wall, so I knew something was up.
Did you see that bug? There's like a oh, actually, let's not even talk about bugs right now. I don't need to let everyone know. I'm sure everyone saw it. It was on Reddit earlier, but yeah. So Rush he's actually back now, so he's going to be walking around. But this is kind of interesting because this is Conquest. I'm going to bring it up one more time because, I mean, Rix gets solo aggressive over towards Halls. Dap did it on pistol round. They did it on one of the other rounds. So it's a situation now where if they're cognizant of that fact, they can actually they can actually just send someone over there to punish them long range. Just wait for them to push up, maybe with an AWP, but just say we know someone's going to get aggressive there, see if we can get a free kill.
7-12. 5 rounds the difference. Team Coast able to put a couple together here on their terrorist side. Now we saw Conquest. They weren't able to get it done until very late into the half. Now Team Coast already 2 rounds in the first 5 on their T side. So we're going to see another full buy coming out from the CTs. It's going to be small armors for everybody. No kits. That's the big part about this is, I mean, so far in this second half, it's been 3 bomb plants out of the 5 rounds. So no kits. Definitely not the situation that they want to be in here. Good opening pick, though, from Shazam. And now we see Shazam's going to be able to find that AK-47, fall all the way back up towards that A bomb site. But the bomb is going to be working its way in towards B. Molotov going to get extinguished by that smoke grenade. And now we got to see whether or not Napfly can hold on to the backside of this fountain, and he cannot. And now the spam's coming through Rush. And Rix trying to make something happen, but Drawsole coming around from drops going to be able to catch the back of Rix, and now we're down to a 3 versus 4. And with that bomb planted, now the CTs have got to be in hustle mode. You can't do anything lackadaisically here, and Dap's going to be able to draw first blood back to a 3v3. Dap's down to 12 HP. Shazam trying to find something, but Stanislaw going to get the upper hand and take him down. Dumore finds Rush, and it's all on Daps with 12 HP. He's going to have to fall back. So another round on the board here for Team Coast. Whether or not they can continue to capitalize on this, Team Coast is yet to be determined, but they look really solid taking this B bomb site, and they've done it with great fervor so far throughout this half, and that's 4 bomb plants in 6 rounds, so 2/3 of their rounds they've at least gotten the bomb planted. The first 2 rounds went the way of the CT side with 2 defuses, and definitely going to bolster that economy once again. Look at the money that they've got here on that terrorist side. If DJ would be so kind as to bring the scoreboard up, you can actually see Stanislaw at 21 and 12, 21 and 11 for Dumore. Both of them fragging very, very hard right now, and a lot of money on the back of them. Dumore still sitting at 78.50 even after buying down. So 13-7, Team Coast up by 6, and still a lot of CS left to be played in this one, but Team Coast looking to put this one to bed as quickly as they possibly can. Good flashbangs and good smokes over towards the B-bomb site. And Shazam stuck by Broken Wall. Doesn't really have a whole lot to work with right here with only the 5-7. But the nade goes out right to the feet of Stanislaw, but somehow only does 9 damage to him, which is very fortunate for him. Must have clipped the corner of a wall or something like that. And Stanislaw lurks his way out the long B hallway. Rush looking for something to drop, but he's not going to find anything just yet. And again, Daps with the AK. He did manage to salvage from the round before, but unfortunately Invert's going to be able to take him down, and that's already the rifle off the board. I don't agree with that solo play at the A bomb site, but again, Shazam goes down. Stanislaw doing work this round. He's picked up 2 frags as well as Invert, and Drawsole is going to find one as well, and that's going to be another player down. That's Rush off the board. And that's going to leave it all on Rix here with just the CZ75 trying to make something happen. Going to be able to spot the back of Drake, takes him down. He's got time to get this gun and get it out before he comes into contention with Drawsole, but he's going to lose that fight anyway, and that will be a 14th round now for Team Coast as they're up to tie point, looking to go up to match point, and a very, very tough spot for the CTs to be in here on Conquest. So again, just patiently waiting to see what kind of a CT side they can hold. They've had no success in the last 4 rounds. It's been all T side, all Team Coast. And again, doubling up on their score, 14-7. And it looks like they're just going to go for another quick execution towards that B-bomb site, or maybe go for that lurk out towards that backside of Broken Wall. Dumore lining up a smoke. Going to be trying to drop one over into that B-bomb site to hold that rotation honest. Molotov goes out. Rix looking to get aggressive here. Flashbangs, that's just enough to stop him. And a nice shot from Drake. Takes Shazam down all the way down in mid. They don't even need a scoped rifle to find that pick, as Shazam going to come out on the losing side of that one. And now we're going to have to see whether or not the CTs can hold on it. They're biting on those picks. They're going all the way over towards this A-bomb site. And you can see Rick's actually going to be able to find one, switching over to the AK-47. He's got one more to beat over here by the double doors, but he hasn't checked his back just yet. And now that bomb is rotating all the way back over towards the B-bomb site, and Drawsole's out just holding the angles right now. He's in drop, just waiting for Rick's to rotate around, and he's going to catch him as the smoke fades. So a 3v4 retake situation. And Draw Soul wasn't done just yet. Does tremendous amounts of damage to Rush down to 11 HP. But again, it's going to be a 3-on-3 retake situation. And they do have kits this time. Dap's going to have a kit as well as Rush. And we'll have to see whether or not they can infiltrate this bomb site. But that's not a good start. Nafly down and out as Drake takes him out. And now they're going to go fall back for the save for the final round. Potentially the final round. As this CT side has looked really weak from Conquest. So the 15th round comes on the board for Team Coast. The newly acquired Team Coast was Lunatic from the last season, if you guys do recall. But again, they are doing some serious work so far in this first season in Pro League. Off to a great start here against Conquest. 15-7, match point at hand. Conquest has to save 8 match points here if they want to stay alive in this matchup. And Team Coast is looking to not even give them the opportunity for that. A FAMAS in the hands of Rix enforced for the rest of the CT side. Shazam hasn't even been able to afford a AWP. But again, the aggression coming out towards the middle of the map, and Daps with another bit of a solo peek towards that long A hallway. And Moses and I kind of touched on this before. We don't really like that. That's not the smartest way to play that, is to solo peek, because you can just get overwhelmed so quickly, especially when they've got 4 AK-47s that could be bearing down on you at any moment. But look at this stack to the backside of this B hallway. 3 CTs all playing very close up. You've got Naf right at Broken Wall, and you've got Rix as well, and they're very aggressive here. Daps holding in the mid connector, as well as Shazam over here in the backside by the APC armored vehicle. Flashbang down in through mid is going to find a little bit of damage, or a little bit of blind onto Dumore. But again, the push is going to be coming towards the A bomb site. Another pop flash comes out. They've got 1 lurking towards drop, but 4 at long A. And Shazam going to fall all the way back into the backside of that A bomb site, and he's just spotting for some heads to come around. And finally, the flank from Rix. He's going to be able to find one, but the hit is on. It's coming towards that A bomb site, and we'll see whether or not the terrorist side of Coast can get in here and get that bomb plant. Drake going to find Rush. Shazam in the backside of the bomb site. He's going to be able to find one. Can he get a second? No. Invert's going to be able to find 1 and 2. That Molotov is going to be off the market. It's down to Rix and Daps to save the match. It's Stanislaw in a 1v2 with that bomb planted. That Molotov shouldn't expand far enough. It does actually wash out far enough to catch Stanislaw and force him out, and Daps is going to be able to clean that one up. So Conquest saved 1 out of 8 match points. We'll see whether or not they can continue on further throughout this second half, as they do salvage the AWP for Shazam this next round. We'll see whether or not he can lock it down with the AWP. He had great success with it in the first half, and we'll see whether or not he can do it here in the second half. So another buy up here from the terrorist side of Team Coast. AWP in the hands of Invert, and we'll see if he has the audacity to get some more aggressive picks here. You can see he's actually leading the charge here towards the B bomb site, covering his mates, waiting for them to push on up towards that Broken Wall again. And you can actually see very aggressive is going to be Rush. And 3, they triple peek. Rix, Rush, going to be able to drop 3 combined. Rush finally goes down, but Rix going to continue to get aggressive, and he drops the bomb carrier. And now finally they answer the aggression with aggression of their own. Drossel, though, he's going to be able to pick up 2. He's got 1 HP. What can he do here? 1 minute and 5 seconds. He's got a lot of room to try to work his way around this map. And Rix with 100 HP, going to get up very aggressive here in the hallway at the B bomb site and just hold this angle. Well, he's going to go ahead and push on through. And Drossel on the 1 HP. We'll see whether or not that Rix can do this here. He's positioning himself. For any of you that are wondering why he's looking directly into the wall, it's so they can see what direction those footsteps are coming from, and actually does manage to capitalize on that. So 9-15 is going to be the score line. Six match points left to save for Conquest. Surely they can't do this. Surely they can't bring this one back after such a deficit of being down 15-7. They're chipping away very, very slowly. It's going to be another fully invested buy round. And if Conquest win this, they might force Coast to save. It's going to be very close on that money situation. You can see 2 players with 3,300 plus and 2,100 for Stanislaw. The other 2 players 400 and 0. So not a lot of economy for their side whatsoever, but again, it's going to be gearing up to be a B hit, and this is going to have to be a flawless round for the CT side of Conquest. The nades go out, good damage being dealt so far. It's going to be a late player down through drop. That's going to be Drossel, who's going to get caught out. He goes down. Napfly's going to be able to find one as well, and Rick's throwing away all the bullets out of that M4 just in case there's a late weapon switch. And Rick's still trying to find one through the smoke. He'll be able to find a little bit of damage on a Drake there, but he goes down to the hands of Dumore. Dumore gets traded out by Rush, but Invert's there with the AWP to find Shazam, and we're down to a 2 versus 2 post plant. And there it is, a 1 versus 2, and Daps your last man standing against Invert. And Drake, he finds one, but Invert by the chicken coops with the AWP, waiting on the other side, spotting towards Broken Wall, just for this push to come out. The Molotov towards the bomb site. And that bomb is going to be way too far ticked, but Invert's going to be able to find the frag anyway. 16-9 is going to be your final score in this one as the Coast take it on cobblestone. So good job from them getting it done. And we're going to take ourselves a quick break again as we have another match coming up in about 15 minutes, guys. So make sure that y'all don't go anywhere because we'll be back very, very shortly for more Counterstrike Global Offensive, ESEA, and ESL Pro League coverage. Welcome back to the last matchup of the evening, Complexity versus Team Coastal. And unfortunately, Moses had an untimely departure due to internet issues this evening. So once again, joining me for this final matchup is going to be the one, the only, Holden himself.
That's right. Moses has one of those American IP or ISPs there. Those ones that unreliable, you know? So he's been in and out all night, but I'll be here. But with that, knife round done. Ready to start off the session. So Coastal just played this map, actually, against Conquest, and picked it up pretty handily. I saw they were ahead pretty significantly before Conquest made a little bit of a run late in the second half, but not enough to pick it up. So we'll see what Team Coast can do here against Complexity.
All right, so again, we'll have to see whether or not they can pick up this pistol round and move it on forward. Complexity 0 for 1 for the evening. Team Coast 1 for 0. And Team Coast actually just got done playing this very map, like Holden was saying. We just saw them beat Conquest on it. 16-7 or 16-9, pardon me, was the final score of that one. And Coast having a relatively graceful victory in that one. So we'll see whether or not they can carry that over against a team that might be considered a little bit higher of a caliber in Complexity. As Valen's actually going to draw first blood. And Drake answers back, tapping down Symphus in mid. Nice shot from him. Hits the stutter step and drops him. So Roka's going to be forced to answer back. Draw Soul. So the trade's all over the board right now. It's a 3-on-3. Not favoring either side just yet. That bomb going to work its way back over towards the B bomb site. And they got to be careful because look at this Invert pushing all the way up in the B halls. Going to be able to find Valens. Takes him down. So now they know that the bomb is there and the rotation can come out now. Roka's going to be able to take down Invert and bring it back to a 2v2. So again, the trade's coming out all over the place, and Drawsoul has put himself into an extremely positive position to be successful here. Are they going to clear the angle? They don't, and that's the bomb down once again. Sanks your last man standing, and Drawsoul is going to finish it off. The 3K for him on the round, and the CT side pistol goes the way of Team Coast.
Yep. Invert doing a good job getting the bomb down. I thought it was a little ill-advised to go ahead and try to push up and be aggressive on that bomb when it drops. Should just try to listen and wait for that to pick up as your teammates come over to help. But Coast does a good job just sort of posting up in that B bomb site. And at that point, like you said, they didn't check the corner when they entered. But it's a little bit surprising. But Complexity had plenty of time to work that round after they picked up the bomb again. They didn't know where the Coast players were. They had a little bit more time. They had like 50 seconds, but they pushed aggressively into B and lose it. But now they're going to work in to drop, and they actually get taken down. Drossel picks up on Sanks, and there was Sempus there with him as well. But he's played it safe, decides not to drop down. It's a good idea because his team is coming around and picks up 2 very quickly.
Yeah, nice shots there from Automatic with the Tech-9, but unfortunately, Invert's going to be able to pick up the last 2 with the 5-7. So again, another round going to go the way of Team Coast. 2-0, and they're looking to execute all 3 of these, or both of these anti-eco rounds flawlessly. They didn't allow a bomb play in the first or the second round, so no extra money in the bank here for Complexity as they're going to be forced to full eco once more as Team Coast look to extend that lead to a 3-0 to start off this matchup. And if they're able to do that, that's going to give them that early momentum. Now you can see they're pretty invested into those P90s this round now. Unfortunately, that's the only SMG that you don't get the added money bonus from. So I'm surprised that they went with that. An MP9 in the hands of Drawsol, but Stanislaw getting very aggressive again, pushing long A. We saw it in the last matchup against Conquest, him getting extremely aggressive at that long A hallway all by himself, and he got punished for it a couple of times, but when he didn't get punished for it, he was able to make these beautiful, graceful, big flanks and everything of that sort, and he's going to be able to find a third, drop the bomb carrier in mid, and now it's going to be on Roka to try to make something happen. Automatic in tow. And still looking for another frag. That's a nice nade. Drops it a little bit short, though. And he wants to ace this. No! Oh, no! Stanislaw had him so low, too. 4K for him on the round. So it doesn't matter that you don't get the added money bonus from that P90, as he gets a ton of cash anyway. So he's sitting at 5,100 going into the first gun round. Invert's already going to be on the AWP. And we'll see what kind of buy-up they have on Complexity's side.
So Complexity going to go ahead with a full AK buy here. I don't think getting the nades and everything they wanted, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have had enough for the op anyways to get the type of buy that they were looking for here. But full AKs, armors, flashes, and smokes. So expect some sort of execute here late, as they right now just worked up towards mid and those B-side halls, seeing if they can pick up any frags early on. But right now, co's not giving anything up.
And again, Stanislaw relatively aggressive here in mid. Now he's playing on the CT side of the mid corridor, but this time he's going to be playing very close with that P90 as opposed to trying to hit those pop shots from long A all the way over towards the terrorist spawn back halls. But this time he's going to, you know, turtle up a little bit longer, and Sanks is going to take the initiative and get pop flashed in, and they're looking for a little bit of spam over in that area, but they're not going to find anything just yet. 3 players from Complexity are working their way around, and Valens being one of them. And pop flash around the corner. Roka is going to be trying to work his way towards the B platform, but the spam comes through, almost lights him up. Unfortunately, a little bit off the mark, and not going to be able to make it happen just yet. But there it is, Drake. That time he bides his time well, and is able to find the frag on the Roka. That was one of the spots that we talked about previously in the last matchup against Conquest, that Drake was playing that little nook, and unfortunately caught himself peeking a little bit too early. But here you go, Automatic, very aggressive. He's finding himself out, and he's going to be able to take down Invert. He doesn't. Oh, there's another one right behind you, bud. That's Drake, the last man standing, and he's going to take the fight and wins it. And Automatic going to pick up a 3K on the round, and that's going to be Complexity's first round. Comes in the first gun round.
Yeah, I mean, there's an interesting play there, pushing Roka all the way up through that smoke, basically just trying to get him as far out as they could before they did too much on that execute. They did push up. That bomb was coming out from those B halls really, really late there. So when Roka died, I thought it was a little bit sketchy, because I think Automatic was trying to get to drop, and so they were going to try to sort of execute on that site at the same time. So when Roka dropped, it looked a little sketchy, but Automatic does drop down in a drop, gets out mid, and picks up those last 2 frags. So good job by him. Right now, Complexity, they've dropped the bomb here over those B halls. So again, just going to see if they can get any picks before they make too much of a determination which direction they want to go.
And again, there you go. The scout is going to find some good damage. That's Stanislaw with the Lone Ranger over there in the backside of that B-bomb site. It's going to be able to find the damage onto Roka down to 29 HP. But again, it's going to be, well, he's actually rotating all the way back over towards that A-bomb site to look down mid, and this could work out for him, as Valens is going to be in that area. And Valens actually flashed himself, so he gets chipped down to 12 HP. So already that scout paying dividends, as he's lit 2 of the players there. Both 1 or 2 tappable at this point with those pistols, and the execution is going to be coming towards that B-bomb site. And this is really going to be on Drawsol. What can he do? Nothing. He gets taken out immediately by Automatic. And now the CTs are going to have to turtle up towards this B-bomb site, and Invert playing very aggressively underneath the drop. Automatic's going to be encroaching on that position. Who's going to win this gun battle? Well, Automatic thinking double about it. Not going to overexert himself, and now in the backside of that bomb site, it's going to be Drake with that Desert Eagle. Gets the shot off. No, that was actually Invert stealing that one away. And Invert gets an AK-47 out of it. He's looking the wrong direction, though, and now Stanislaw with the scout coming around from behind. Going to be able to pop a shot there onto Simphis. He's done so much. He's the only one that's really done any of the damage so far this round, with the exception of the 1 kill that Invert got.
Yeah, I mean, this Stanislaw is in drop, and I thought they were going to spot him, but he doesn't. So he actually does get the frag onto Valen, so that's good for him. He's just going to sort of sit out and see if maybe he can pick up one more. He's kind of stuck right now, because honestly, if he tries to rotate out of here, they'll probably hear him, and he gets dropped anyways by Simphis. So But again, it's very similar take to their previous round, and automatic. If he continues to get into drop, it's going to cause a lot of problems for coast. That's such a key point in this map because not only does it open up that B bomb site a bit for you, it gives you a huge angle into there, but it also gives you more information for those players in the timings of the rotations from mid. So if he continues to be able to work in there, it's going to, like I said, coast is going to have to figure out how to remedy that very quickly if they want to keep on top of this.
So again, we're going to be seeing a full gun round come out, and Invert once again going to have the AWP. It's a fast push towards the B bomb site, and Dumore is going to be back there trying to hold things down. He was so effective from the backside of Fountain with that M4 in the previous matchup, and already they're going to find some early damage as Invert does manage to drop Roka. Invert going to be able to find another one before he drops to Symphis. Sanks is also down and out. There's a smoke over here behind Fountain, and unfortunately a little bit of team blocking, but Drawsol and Dumore are going to be able to chime in with 2 kills themselves, and that's going to leave it all on Symphis here in a 1 versus 3. Symphis is going to get that flashbang to the face, not going to be able to find that shot, but it's given away his position, and now they know that he's going to be over here by the broken wall, so he drops his smoke grenade out, still looking for a peek to come around, but they're going to boost up, and I think they saw him drop out, yeah, and Stanislaw going to be up over top of that smoke, takes him down, and now Team Coast is going to be able to pick up a 4th round.
Yeah, I mean, in that particular round, the quick push on the B by Complexity didn't really treat them very well. I mean, they basically sent all 4 of them super early just towards that B execute, and nothing really happened. They didn't get anyone towards drop. I think Automatic was hanging back, maybe trying to see if anyone rotated from mid for most of that before he really decided to come up. And at that point, CTs positioned themselves really well after already picking up 2 of those frags. So at this point, Complexity, again, very similar, spread out across the map again, bomb all the way back in mid. So I imagine this is another one of those. Actually, Symphis gets dropped by Invert with that op. So no information or advantage gathered by Complexity there.
And that's a very costly death to have this early in the round. I mean, Symphis, that AWP, the long range that it's got, the ability to open up bomb sites with that, and unfortunately he's down and out, and it's definitely a very detrimental start to this round as the opening pick goes the way of Invert, who's been slowly picking up the pace here with that AWP. He's 8-4 right now. He's top fragging in the server. And now you see them come out through drop, and there it is. Drawsol is going to be able to find one. He's waiting for his teammate to bail him out, but that's going to be automatic, picking up 2 more. And he's been absolutely lights out so far in this evening. Unfortunately for them, they did lose their matchup on Mirage, but he was hitting some really insane shots late on. But Dumore is going to shut it down. 5-2 now for Team Coast. And again, they're looking relatively solid here on their CT side. They won the last CT side half 10-5 against Conquest, as they were on their terrorist side before, but they rattled off 4 rounds late in that first half. But this time it's going to be 5-2 to start off this matchup.
All right, I'm just told my mic is crackling. I don't know what exactly it sounds like, but I'll see if I can make any improvements on that.
I wouldn't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. Stanislaw, though, peeking at long A, he's going to be able to find 1. Drops to Molly. He's going to be able to find 2 and 3. Can he go for another ace attempt this round? This time he's got a bit of a health pool advantage over the last time. Before he had like 30 health at this point. This time he's got 77. And Sank's still going to be over in that area trying to make a move on him. But Stanislaw slowly pushing his way forward behind this smoke, just waiting for any kind of a peek to come out. But that bomb is going to fall on back, and that's actually going to be Sank's very, very low there in mid. And Invert looking for the pop shot, the snapshot, and he does manage to take him down. And that's going to leave Automatic all by his onesies in a 1v5. Again, down through drop. He's got a player flanking him out. He's going to go ahead and go on out through the window, but Drake is there, and Drake takes him down. 6-2.
So this is, I mean, this again, very, very strong start here by Team Coast. I mean, this is, like I said, their last one on coL. They had a very strong start as well. They're up 6-2 here. Right now, Complexity, their success has been when they've been able to get some aggression and some shots down into drop early on that B bomb site. But when they haven't really gotten into that, and Coast has been able to get the positioning in there, it's been very tough for them to execute on either side. Now, they haven't really tried anything towards A, and we're not going to see it this round either. Again, that bomb towards those halls. So doesn't look like they have a lot of strategies in order to get into that A bomb site unless they happen to get a pick in mid, and right now that's just not happening.
So again, we're going to see Complexity trying to go towards this B bomb site. They've had all of their success so far in this first 8 rounds that have been behind us over that B bomb site, but What can they do this time? They don't have an AWP in the hands of Semphis. He's lurking over towards mid, just waiting to see whether or not Stanislaw is going to push up. But Drossel holding this off angle at the drop zone, just waiting for Automatic, who's been in that position almost every single round, albeit a save or a buy. But again, Invert going to be looking for the AWP frags. Not going to find anything just yet. Drops a nade out, but that's off the mark. And let's see what he's got here. Is just going to be a couple of players peeking out. He's going to find Roka. Can he get any more? Molotovs and smokes and flashes go in towards the drop room, and that's going to be Automatic trying to peek on out. He's going to get his head taken up by Drossel. Finally, Invert goes down, but Dumore's there for the trade, takes down Sanks, and it's a 3-for-1 so far, favoring the CT side of Team Coast. They've been so stellar so far on their CT sides that we've seen over the course of the night, but Valens is going to bring it back as well as Semphis, and now it's all down to Stanislaw, who did tremendous work on the anti-eco last round, picking up 3 big kills. This round he's going to have to go for a 1v2 victory. As here's Valens working his way into the site. Actually spots his shoulder out. I don't know if they saw each other. Nade to the backside of the bomb site. That's going to find heavy damage onto Valens, taking him down to 36, 34 for Semphis. And Semphis actually does get spotted out. And Stanislaw biding his time, working his way back around. And now he's going to push on in, takes down Valens. Knows that Semphis was close on drop, so he's going to drop that smoke on out. And he's going to take the peek. He wins the fight. And that's going to be Team Coast up to a 7-2 scoreline. Nice clutch and nice movement from Stanislaw.
Yeah, a good job by him. And, I mean, it looked like Coast was going to take that pretty handily early on in the round, but Complexity, turning it back a bit. Stanislaw, though, like you said, moving it around, getting his positioning just right in that map to get the frags at the end. Right now, Coast is they're sort of playing that infield shift. If you were watching baseball, right? I mean, they're not fully committed to the B bomb site, but they're sort of leaning over that way. Just because right now, Complexity, all the information that Coast has been given is that they're on that B side of the map always. I mean, Stanislaw early on was getting aggressive, and he basically saw they weren't putting any pressure on the A side of the map. And again, you see it here, it's pushed up in mid. They basically have nothing towards that long side. They have an invert looking mid as well. If they had pushed up aggressively, Complexity that is, they would have had an opening there on those long A halls.
Yeah, and this time it's going to be Invert with the AWP down in long halls, and Automatic is over there on the terrorist side of mid, just seeing whether or not he decides to go in that direction. But Semphis is going to be over here also watching that, and this is pretty much the same setup that we saw at the start of the last round where they decided to go ahead and hit that B bomb site later on. You can see Roka's actually pushed out. This time he doesn't have to worry about Invert alping him down from long range, but the Molotov's going to rain in, and the push is coming, and that bomb again going towards the B bomb site. They start off this strategy so slow, but they're just having no success with it in the long run. As you can see, Dumore boosted up by Tree. He's going to drop the flashbang out. That's going to blind Roka. Now the push comes out, and Sanks loses his life immediately. So that man advantage going the way of the CT side of Team Coast again, just immediately at the beginning of the round. And look at this Dumore. He's getting aggressive from behind that smoke, and he's going to be able to catch out Roka. He's going to be able to catch out Semphis. And that bomb has been dropped now, and the last 2 members of the terrorist force are both extremely low, one coming from drop side, and this should be Dumore to pick up another one as he's going to go ahead and jump up. He does spot out Valens. He doesn't connect the shot, but that should be a cleanup. No, Valens actually does take him down, so 2v2 now. But Automatic goes down to the hands of Stanislaw, and that should leave Valens to fall shortly after, and he does. 8-2 now for Team Coast, and they are looking fantastic right now on this CT side of Cobblestone.
Yeah, it's just looking really, really solid. Complexity, not able to put anything together. They're using Roka very similar to how you see Roka play on Dust 2, in which, I mean, Dust 2, he goes out long, basically on his own all the time. He's sort of the entry into long guy. He called himself the king of long. And they're using him very similarly on the B bomb site, where they sort of let him work up on his own and see what he can get and make happen there. But so far, it's been not a whole lot, honestly. He really hasn't been able to get them into that bomb site. And now finally, we're seeing a much more A-side setup from Complexity. They got 2 guys actually going towards those long halls of A, and 2 stacked up towards the mid as well.
Drake actually loses his life over there by drop, so that's going to be Roka actually getting aggressive in that avenue, and now he's going to push on out. Ooh, he got hit by the nade. I don't know if they actually heard that. Dumore was close enough that he might have actually heard that hit him. But now Roka, he's going to be trying to headshot, and he does. Takes down Dumore, so he's got a pair on the round. Getting aggressive in mid, though. Automatic loses his life. Invert with the AWP. He's going to be able to even things back to just a single-man advantage. But look at this. He's pushing around. He doesn't realize that there's a guy right around the corner. And he does fall Semphis. Nice bait and switch on that one. Third round on the board now for Complexity.
Yeah, it was a matter of timing there. I mean, as Roka goes ahead and gets into that B bomb site, so it was sort of the long con, right? I mean, they're hitting the B, they're doing it the same way every time. Roka, again, doing the same thing onto that B bomb site, working up through the smoke. And as soon as they know that aggression's there, Stanislaw actually pushes out into mid, and little did you know, he was actually going to have 2 guys on the other side of the door they had to deal with, and they dropped that. Once that happened, they were able to go ahead, push the long haul, get the switch, like you said, Semphis getting in and taking that. So at that point, it was just really too many avenues for coast to watch. But right now, back to this default setup from the complexity side.
And look at Invert. Invert very aggressive. He might be able to catch one out. That's automatic. That's playing over there by that room. But Semphis with the AWP opens things up onto Drake. And let's see, where's Invert looking? Oh, he gets behind the wall just in time. Now he spots him out, gets the shot on automatic, but Roka takes down Dumore in the meantime, and that B bomb site is slowly getting encroached upon. Stanislaw not able to lock it down with that M4 change. A slower rate of fire probably cost him that one. He wasn't able to take Sanks down. He's got 6 HP, 10 HP for Roka. And try to make their way in. Roka does get spotted out. Valens is going to be able to get that bomb plant as well. So Complexity in a good position to recover a couple of rounds here. Let's see if they can continue to capitalize on it as we move forward. Roka down. Valens behind Fountain, still fighting for his life. Semphis is going to get shipped away. They still have a little bit of time to work this in this 1v4, 1v3, and now 1v2, but Semphis is going to peek out from behind. Big box on the backside of B Plat. Takes down Invert, and that will be Complexity stringing 2 rounds together and effectively breaking the bank of Team Coast.
Yeah, that retake was going to be really tough with Invert having that op anyways, coming from mid. The only way that was going to work was if Drossel could sort of draw them out enough, and Invert could pick up the picks because of that. But without him being able to pick up a rifle and sort of work in up close on any of those guys, it was going to be very difficult. So I think that's really just what it come down to. They didn't do a terrible job. I mean, they got a couple of the frags, just not enough. They were really just far too outnumbered. But again, B halls, bombs towards those halls as well. Same song, second verse, 8th verse, 9th verse.
Yeah, basically that's what it's boiling down to at this point, is that it's just the same thing. They're beating a dead horse here now. Again, all 4 of their rounds have come over at that B-bomb site, so they are finding some success. It's just a matter of, capitalizing and continuing to string them together. They shouldn't have a problem getting a 3rd round in a row here. As you can see, it's a heavy save on the CT side. 4 silent USPs and a 5-7, and there it is. Roka's going to be able to open things up onto 2. Still looking for another one, but he's got 2 teammates to help him as well. And Stanislaw finds a dink, but can't find the kill. And Valens is able to take down Drake. So the final frag coming out on the back of Semphis. 5 rounds now for Complexity as we move into the second to last round of the first half. And it's going to be a bye up here for the Coast. And if they're able to win this one, they could put this to a 10-5 scoreline. But this is more around the standard scoreline that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I mean, Complexity brought this back into a pretty comfortable spot for them. And even if they're to lose this one, they'll have rifles again next round. So, a chance, like you said, maybe 10-5, 9-6 though. But it's a pretty normal scoreline to see here, especially with some of these NA teams. But a little more mid-sided this time from the Complexity. They actually got 4 players up in that area. And again, the same setup though from Invert and Stanislaw. One pushed up close, one playing back towards the connector for the quick rotate.
And again, that bomb was pushed down in middle. You can see 4 terrorists actually all watching that area, and Sank's going to go take a peek at long A just to see if they're holding honest in that area, and they are. Really, it's just this double CT setup, and they do molly out Stanislaw. Semphis unable to hit that shot, though. They baited him out perfectly right into his crosshair, and he just misses the shot and pays the price. Stan goes for the repeat and actually wins. And he's going to take down automatic as well. So good job from Stanislaw in the mid, biding his time, being patient. But Roka just completely destroys Dumore. But he ends up costing him his life in the long run. That bomb's going to get picked up by Sanks, who also has the AWP. And Drake, unaware, going to get taken down as well. And they have no idea that, look at Valens. He's lurked his way all the way up into the safe bomb site. They do have Invert that's worked his way down in mid. So if he goes for this flank, he might have heard that flashbang come out. And he definitely heard that AK-47 ringing some bullets, so he should be able to work his way back up towards the A bomb site and try to maybe prevent something from happening over here, but manages to find one. He's going to get sprayed down. Valens takes him out and draws soul. And a 1v1 against Valens. Valence, he had a rough go of it on Mirage, but this time he's top fragging for his team at 10 and 10.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do here in clutch. He's back here behind that truck. I think he knows exactly where coL is, and he does, and he picks up the frag. So good job by him. I mean, Invert, he just didn't have any idea that Valence had been back in that bomb site basically the entire time. You know, he got the bomb planter, and he was just unaware that Valence had just been sitting there, so he had no idea where it was. So when Valence gets that frag, then he was able to position himself at any place as coL was trying to rotate around. So good job by them. They pick up the 6th round, and now they're in a really comfortable spot. If they can pick up this last one, it'll look real good for them going into the second half.
Absolutely. So we'll see. Well, it's a very, very limited buy here on the CT side. A Scout, 2 FAMASas, a Deagle, and a 5-7. So really rough buy, and it looks like the T side is going to be favoring that mid push again. And here it is. Simphis on a more aggressive angle, and this time Stanislaw shoulder peaks as opposed to just running across and pays the price. And now look at how quickly they accelerate this push. As you can see, already one player all the way at the top of the ramp just trying to get himself into that bomb site. But the rotation is strong here from the CT side, and coL is going to find first blood there for the CTs. But he gets naded up, Roka takes him down. And now they got to get these shots, but Dumor with the Deagle not going to be able to find one. Drake is going to be able to take one out, but Automatic and well, I was going to say Automatic and somebody else, but Automatic actually finishing off the last 2, and that's going to be the half 8-7. It's still in favor of Team Coast, but they were at a tremendous first half lead, and good comeback there from Complexity to close out the half.
Yeah, I mean, early. I mean, it got to what was it? I mean, it was like 8-2, right? I mean, so Complexity ended up winning the last 5. Correct, right? Yeah. So I mean, that was just really impressive by them. And as I said, it was really a matter of they kept going to that B bomb site, and early on, again down 8-2, it looked rough, and then all of a sudden they pick up a couple. So now it's 8-4. And then they turn around in the last 2 rounds. They're like, all right, we told you we're going B the entire game. Oh, by the way, these last 2, we're just going to go A. And they pick up 2 more, and all of a sudden that puts them in such a good scoreline.
And that's really the biggest part about this right now is that Complexity, they're not going down without a fight. Now, they fought back on Mirage and lost that one 16-13, but, I mean, that was after an 11-4 loss on their CT side. They only got 4 rounds on the CT side of Mirage. Now they're on the CT side of Cobblestone, and we'll see if they can put it together this time because they definitely struggled on Mirage on their CT side.
So they got this 3-player stack up in the B, and they're playing, again, a very B-heavy setup as well. So, I mean, we see this so frequently because it's a lot easier for these terrorists to get in this B bomb site if they can get control of drop, when actually you can see Coast is sending 3 players towards drop. So if they send all of them that way, it's going to be very interesting what control they get from there. And wow, the rotate's coming from Complexity right now. They get a few shots in mid, and they actually send a 2-player rotate over, and now Coast is going to execute.
Yeah, wrong call. coL and Drake going to be able to find the first 2. Stanislaw also able to take down Valence, and that's going to leave it in a 2 versus 4, almost a unwinnable situation here. If Simphis peeks out, he might be able to catch the bomb planter, but unfortunately he's going to bide his time behind the boulder there. So we're on a 2 versus 4. And Automatic going to get caught. Stanislaw takes him down. Simphis, your last man standing. He's going to get swung on, and Dumor finishes it off. So Team Coast, they pick up both pistol rounds and see if they can continue to push forward.
Yeah, I mean, granted, they only sent the 2 players over into the A bomb site, but when you were leaning so heavily towards B, to just have a couple shots from mid, basically pull 2 guys. I mean, they pulled them from the mid connector all the way to the far left side of that A bomb site, and at that point, the rotation is just going to be next to impossible as they were executing into B. So, a little bit of a misread by Complexity, but a good strat there by Coast to pick up that round. Now they're going to drop that bomb towards B halls, similar to what we were seeing Complexity do, but they've got a 3-player stack towards mid to see what action they can get there.
And again, it's going to be a save round here for Complexity. And there it is. The MP7, a good purchase here for Invert. He's going to be able to put a lot of money in the bank to see whether or not he's going to be able to buy up that AWP again on the terrorist side. Now, you saw him with great success on the CT side, alping down a number of the players as they tried to come in towards the B-bomb site, but this time a little bit more difficult to up on the terrorist side of this map. But again, they're just going to walk right into this A-bomb site, and they're going to get a bomb plan for free, and this is just coL waiting for any kind of an aggressive push or a flank attempt from the Complexity side. But that bomb is going to get planted today,
and we'll see whether or not the CT side decide to rotate over and try to go for this. But with 3 of them having armor and upgraded pistols, there's really no need for them to go for this. They're going to save as much economy as they can. I mean, they're $6,100 into this round. I mean, Roka even bought a Zeus.
Yeah,
even though they lowered it, it's only $100 now.
Yeah, I mean, which honestly, I mean, it's an important point to make about that is, you know, whether it becomes more of a viable play. If you know, you can buy up that Zeus and armor, and now you have, you know, a gun that can give you a one-shot kill on your back. So we'll see how that plays. I don't think it'll get accepted widely, but the push is coming around, trying to clean up some of these guys that are just waiting around, and Roka drops.
Drossel actually spammed him with the Glock through Chicken Coop. So good job there from Team Coast. No extra bodies left on the map. And that quick push in towards that bomb site, able to yield them a couple of nice kills, as Doomore going to be able to chime in with a couple more of those P90 frags. But really, the story right now is Stanislaw. Now, obviously, Invert, Doomore, and Drossel are all doing well. Drake is sitting at 6 and 14, but that's just because he's kind of like the... I want to say he's more of a lurker role, but he really just hasn't been having the luck of finding a lot of these kills that he's been looking for. Sanks, very uncharacteristic for him to be at the bottom. He was so strong on Mirage earlier. I think he finished the match with 37 or 38 kills.
Yeah,
so,
he was super impressive earlier in the night, and for him not to be picking it up is kind of interesting.
But then again, it's like a flip-flop for him, and it's a flip-flop for Valence, too. Valence had 4 kills in a 29-round match, and he's already got 13 in the first half of this one, so, or first 17 rounds, I should say, of this one. We are in the second half. But it is going to be another save round here for the Complexity side. We're looking for that 11-7 score line as the anti-ecos are still underway.
Yep, and they're going to work up this B entrance here very slowly. They got the players in drop as well, so they're going to clearly execute here. It's just a matter of timing. Roka's going to sit back, and when is he going to peek? Right now, and he actually gets the dink, but unable to get the frag. And now as they're executing into here, Stanislaw picks up Semphis, Drossel gets Valence as well, and now at this point, Automatic and Sanks are all by themselves against all 5 of the Coast players. 2 of them very low, but still next to impossible retake.
And that's going to be made even harder as Drake does manage to take down Sanks, and he's only got 1 to beat. That's Automatic, who's worked his way back over towards the double doors there, separating the CT spawn from the B corridor, and he goes down anyway.
So Coast here looking very strong on Cobble. They looked very good in their this last one against Conquest, and right here against Complexity doing a very good job as well. We didn't get to see as much of their terrorist side in the last one just because they had won a few more rounds, but now they're up to 11 rounds. They've won very convincingly here, these 3 rounds that they picked up in the second half on the pistol rounds, but we'll see what they can do with guns. This is where it gets very interesting for Complexity.
Extremely interesting. This is our first full gun round of the second half, and it's AKs and 2 Galil, so you can see the money is not right for the Coast side, as they decided not to go and pick up any extra guns, but that's going to be Automatic opening things up, baiting Stanislaw into Semphis, and Semphis still looking for another one, but he does manage to pick it up. Drake gets a nice shot on Automatic, actually almost doubles him, but Sanks is going to be able to find Drossel, and that leaves Invert lurking these A hallways all by his lonesome with no bomb on his back, and tough spot for him to be in 1v4.
Yeah, at this point, I imagine he's just gonna... He doesn't have the bomb. He's just gonna try to look for exits, maybe catch someone. But kind of surprised he didn't want to save any of that equipment he had. But instead, he goes for what he can and doesn't get anything for it. So now Coast is gonna go ahead and buy up, back those AKs and get that up. So I mean, it's really a matter of that. You know, I guess that's why he says, well, we can go ahead and buy next round. But I'm always of the preference in an unwinnable situation, unless you happen to catch someone off guard very quickly, you save that equipment because that's just money in your bank for further on down the road.
So again, it's going to be a full buy versus a full buy, 4 AKs and an AWP. Now that AWP in the hands of Invert can do a lot of damage here. As you can see, he's just holding that angle for the long A push, but he's not going to find anything just yet, as the CT's very, very passive this round. And they're only playing 1 solo at A. That's going to be Automatic playing from cannons, as he was aggressive in mid, but decided to resign from that spot and work his way back towards the A bomb site. But 4 CTs, 2 at drop and 2 watching Broken Wall for the Complexity side. And it's going to be very difficult if they do decide to go for this B bomb site. It's going to be really hard for them to get in there without a ridiculous firefight going on. But lucky for them, they're making the right call here and working that bomb down long A.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically, at some point, they're going to get enough information that they realize they can just push into this A bomb site. I mean, and right now, they're actually going to fake out Complexity even worse because they're throwing the smokes and flashes now. And so now these Complexity guys, actually, are they going to read that as a fake? They do have one player rotating over. I think that's probably because the invert has, or excuse me, automatic, not invert, has called that, hey, they're actually coming this way. Automatic does pick up one. And so now this terrorist take onto the A bomb site. Are they going to get the bomb plant? They're working in. It's going to be very difficult. Valence, all of a sudden, these Complexity players all getting jobs. Sinks, Valence, automatic, all to go down. And now Roka is coming and see what he can do. He picks up one, he picks up two, and now there's just a one-on-one Stanislaw in the bomb site against Semphis. He's got the bomb down, it's beeping away, and right now he's positioning himself. Semphis is just trying to wait for Stanislaw to make a mistake.
And as of right now, they're playing a little ring around the rosy, and Stanislaw is going to be able to shut that one down. A 12th round now on the board and an op for his troubles. And really, that round right there opened up by Drossel and Invert, getting those opening picks in towards that A bomb site, and Stanislaw picking up 3 to close it out. He's 22-9 right now, doing a sensational job. I mean, his CT side was great, but his terrorist side play has really been proving something to him so far in this matchup.
Yep, and Complexity here on their heels a bit. Not a whole lot of equipment bought there. We're not even seeing, normally we would see the force up from the Complexity side, especially on terrorists. Maybe not so much on CT, but they very minimal equipment bought by them, so they are on that full eco, 5-7 and such on their backs, and a CZ on the back of Semphis, but that's it.
Yeah, really difficult small buy here from them as they only go for the upgraded pistols. Not a single kit, only one flash Valence. And I mean, he's playing in this B bomb site, so he could pop flash maybe Roka to go peek the broken wall, but that bomb is working its way towards A. And they've got Semphis over here, they've got Automatic as well over here, both playing on the right hand side if you're playing from the T side, both on the right hand side of that door. But Semphis is going to find one. Automatic's going to peek to try to bail his teammate out. Semphis does lose his life, but he's able to take one with him. And, now we see the peek coming out, and P250 spam is not going to be strong enough. As you can see, it's going to be down to a 2v3 though, as the CT's still not completely out of this, and that chicken gets nuked by the smoke grenade. I don't know if you heard that or not. And there it is. Valence going to be able to find one. He does have an AK now, so he's looking to pop some shots and try to find another kill. But unfortunately, he's not going to be able to line anything up just yet, but he's flanking out Dumore, and this is really scary for Dumore. And there it is. He pops out, and now it's going to be Invert in a 1v1, and Valence gets in with the wall spam. He's having himself a match. He's sitting at 17-15 right now, top fragging for the Complexity side, and he's going to be able to put another round on the board. I mean, back of an unlikely economy round win.
Yeah, I mean, they were set up very well for it, actually. I mean, they had the two players watching mid, Semphis and Automatic, I believe, was his backup there. And Semphis timed it just right. The flash came out, and he actually gets the frag onto them, and the trades happen. At that point, though, normally what you want to see on the eco side is that you're able to get some of the guns out of that trades, but they weren't able to do it. So I still thought coast had the advantage, but just really good positioning by Valens in the back behind that Humvee to go ahead and clean that round up for them and get the win. So now coast is on the eco.
So a little back and forth for you. Dumore did pick up head armor here. They do have a smoke and a flashbang, and it looks like they're probably going to use them towards drop, or at least some form of an execution towards that B bomb site. But really, it's going to come down to Valens here. He's had himself a hell of a matchup so far, but he's going to come under fire by a lot of these Tech 9s. There's 2 Tech 9s, a P250, a Desert Eagle, and just a Glock for Stanislaw. But they are going to be sending 3 players down through drop. And there's a smoke grenade down. Let's see if they decide to throw the flash as well, but looks like they're going to hold on to it. And Stanislaw working his way slowly through. He's going to get caught out by Roka. Nice spam from him through the smoke. Takes down one. And now you got the peak draw sold, though. Dumore going to be able to find a couple of frags. And Dumore, wow, going to find the one dig there on the Sang. Still looking for more. It's going to be Roka to try to hold this one off. And Dumore still not able to find it just yet. That nade could finish him off. Down to 4 HP. Semphis and Roka are able to finally close out the round 12-10.
I thought they had a pretty decent chance there when they actually got through If I was the player that was in drop, I wish I remember who it was, that got taken out in the back, I would have been really upset because I had teammates sitting there in that B bomb site that should have had the angle on to the mid connector, who just let him run by and get to drop behind me and get that frag. So at that point in time, I was like, all of a sudden, coast has a chance at winning that, especially when Dumore gets that 1D. But Complexity, again, turns it around, and so now they're trying to climb and even this back up. It's 10-12, but it's, again, full guns this time. Coast with the AKs, but one coL.
So their economy still not doing too terribly well. You can see actually it's invert with the lone riflero coL. And one FAMAS in the hands of Sanks here, but they are going to be executing in towards B, and playing from the chicken coop is going to be Roka. He finds the first one. Still looking for more, but he's going to get taken out by Drake. Now the pop flash with the smoke, and here comes the peek, and Sanks is going to find one and done. But there it is, invert picking up the double. He's going to be able to take down 2 with that coL, and this is a good-looking round now for Team Coast, but up until Valence, very aware, going to be able to find that headshot on the draw soul by drop. And he's going to go ahead and flash on out, and they're going to be going for this one here. Let's see whether or not they can actually win it. And Valence, he's going big this round. He's got 2. Looking for the final one, and he gets it as well. But that Molotov on the bomb.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. Whew. Yep. All right.
He jumps in there 1 second earlier. He roasts.
Yeah. So there they go. They pick up that. It's 11-12 now. Coast, are they going to buy up the AKs? I imagine. Nope, they're going to Tech 9 armor. So they're going to Tech 9 armor here. So, you know, again, not a bad gun, but the advantage goes to Complexity. I was going to mention one of the interesting things I saw after this recent update was the comparison between the 2 M4s as well as the FAMAS. And the biggest difference is just the range. Actually, right now, Sim's picking up 2 big op frags. And now the Tech 9s come in. All of a sudden, Stanislaw picking up 2 and Inver picking up 1. Stanislaw is having one hell of a game. As
yes, he is.
This became a very winnable situation for Coast.
Yeah, down to a 2 versus 2. They've only got 1 to beat in that B bomb site, and that is going to be Roka. He does have the AK in the back, and we'll see if the aim god himself can actually connect these headshots as they are slowly pushing towards his coveted B bomb site. 11-12 is the score. Complexity 1 round away from tying this bad boy up, but this is an eco round, and this is really way too close for comfort here for the Complexity guys, being that they've already lost 3 guns in this round, and the money situation is not good. And Invert, he's looking for Roka. He finds him.
Great job from Invert to open things up and automatic. He's already rotated on in, but he's got to go absolutely massive in this round. Bomb is going to start to get planted. He's going to be able to find one. And there's the flashbang around the corner, and Dumore, he hit some nice 1Ds in a couple of rounds ago. We'll see whether or not he can hit one more for us just to close out this round, and it's going to be him versus Automatic 1v1, and Automatic is going to come out on top of this one and get the AWP as well. So it is going to be a 12-12 score line.
So Coast doing everything they could to try to pick up that round. So being that it was a Tech 9 armor buy, pretty solid. They were able to get that, but now it's evened up and Complexity's working their way back in it. But quickly back to my point. For the Moss, the biggest difference is just the range that gun has. A lot of the other stats are very, very similar. I mean, within like points of each other. And at that point, you have to start to wondering, in certain situations, certain maps, especially maybe close range maps, and this one would not qualify, does the money saved warrant buying the FAMAS more frequently with the sort of nerfed silenced M4? But I digress. We're here now on coBel, which is a lot of long-range battles, as Coast with the op on the back of Invert.
All right, so again, the op-on-op battle here. We could potentially see Simphis playing in the backside of that B-bomb site behind the fountain. They're going to go ahead and flash and push out, and Drake is just going to barrel on out. Roka is going to save Simphis. And Simphis is going to fall, though. Stanislaw is going to be able to take him down. Stanislaw finds Roka as well. It's going to be a main advantage. Now, Dumore down to 4 HP, but that's okay. They can get in and try to get this bomb plant, but look at this Valence playing behind this smoke, and he's doing it well. He might be able to push through and find Dumore, and that's exactly what he does. Spraying and praying, not going to be able to find the bomb planter, and that's going to be Invert to take him down, so that's another frag in the bag for him with that AWP. But Sanks finds Draw Souls. Stanislaw trades it out, and Automatic in a 1v2 once again. And he's going to be able to lose that fight 13-12 as Team Coast take back their lead once again.
So they give up all those rounds. They let Complexity even it up, and then all of a sudden they decide we're going to win one. So I mean, this how often do we see this where a team with a decent lead, they let the other team come back and even it up, and then it's not until they get to that point that they figure something out that picks them around. It seems to happen frequently. It's happened multiple times tonight.
Yes, it's one of those things that you see. I mean, it happened to Complexity in their first matchup. I mean, case in point, it was 11-4 at the halftime. They got up to 14 to. I want to say it was like a 14-6 or 14-7 scoreline, and then Complexity ran it all the way back to 14-13 or something like that. And
yeah,
it was just a nuts round all around. But there you go. Simphis going to be able to find one. Roka finds one. Dumore is able to take down two, as both Simphis and Roka both go down. And pushing through the smoke there, Sank's going to stop the plant for a moment longer. An automatic. He's going to test the waters, pushing through the smoke. And Drawsol's going to punish him. Valens, your last man standing 1v2. Can he get it done? Invert and Drawsol. And Drawsol is going to be able to capitalize. Takes him down. 2 for Dumore, 2 for Drawsol, 1 for Invert, and a 14-12 scoreline now for Team Coast.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the scoreboard here and looking across the board. Coast just with some, and Stanislaw, obviously, we've talked about a number of times, but Dumore and Invert both breaking the 20 mark. Drawsol is only 1 away. Drake's really the only guy, like you mentioned, that's sort of been dragging behind. He just hasn't been able to find anything. But then you look on that other side of the map, and Sanks is the real big surprise here. He's one of those guys who was playing really well earlier tonight. Valens, though, at the top of the scoreboard, Roka catching up. It's just Complexity right now. They need to lock down the site, but the problem is they're on an eco once more.
Yeah, so they're effectively giving up match point right here by being on the save. Now, they won the last eco round, and maybe they're thinking that they can do it again, but this time they're going to be favoring a bit of a fake, I believe. No, that bomb's actually picked up on the back of Stanislaw, and he's moved his way back over towards the mid connector. But what are they planning on doing here? Because it's a 5-man stack from the CT side and the say bomb side. This is scary. This is really scary for the T side of Team Coast. They've got to sniff out this stack, and they've got to get the rotate on. They've got to get Drawsol closer to his teammates. He's so far away from him right now. He's not going to be able to spot this out in mid fast enough for him.
Yeah, that's the worst part about this is that I mean, right now they don't have anyone in mid. So if they try to execute all from this long haul, they're just going to get pinched up in that entryway.
Well, the good thing about where Drawsol is that he should be able to lurk out here while the attention is turned. Valens is going to be able to find one. Oh, but he's making noise. And Roka takes him down. Simphis finds one, and Simphis finding another one. And just like that, Simphis finds 3, and they steal away another eco round on a huge A-side stack. And that is that's ridiculous.
I mean, like you said, the stack was perfect for it on the Complexity side, and Coast obviously not aware. They didn't really work anywhere to get information. They just knew what they were doing the entire round, and it just happened to play into what Complexity was doing. But I always want to keep in mind that, on a team with Simphis has always been a very, very solid pistol player. I mean, since this game came out, and any team he's on, I know he puts an emphasis on people getting really good with those pistols. Roka's a very solid pistol player as well. And so those eco rounds against this team is going to be very dangerous, and we've seen them pick up 2 this map alone this half alone, excuse me.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. Me and Moses was on Cash last night when they played against Enemy GG. The main reason that they won that map was because they won 6 eco rounds in that map. They won 16-14. It was hella close, but 6 eco round victories. I mean, that's huge. And like you said, putting an emphasis on those pistols, making a whole hell of a lot of difference. But Team Coast is going to be able to find 1 and 2. And now they got to push the smoke, and Sanks is going to be able to just spray them down. Simphis finds 1 as well, and that's going to leave Drake and Drawsol, your last 2, alive. So Sanks getting his teammates right back into this one.
Yeah, now Coast is just those remaining players, Drake and Drawsol. They're just basically stuck there at this point. They don't really have a whole lot they can do. The bomb's dropped out there. They can't get to it. They're going to try to get the fake flash, but they're not having any of that. Simphis gets the frag, and now Sanks is going to be there. Can he pick up Drawsol? No. So Drawsol picks up that one. He's got 1 more at drop to deal with, but he can't before the nade destroys him.
Yeah, Simphis had another nice round there. 3K in the backside of that B-bomb site with the AWP and the bonus Kobe. But 14-14 now, and that's going to break the bank at the Team Coast side. So they're going to be on the save, and we could see potentially Complexity take this up to match point. And very close matchup here.
Yeah, I mean, this is really promising, to be honest, in NACS over the last month and other leagues and now in this league. We are seeing a lot of close matchups from top to bottom. We're not seeing that many right now. There's a very quick take going on from Team Coast, but not really a lot of blowouts, which is promising to see. The teams are playing up and really giving some of those top teams a difficult time as well.
Automatic almost just got caught completely unaware of that push that was coming out from the Team Coast side. They've already got the bomb down now. Automatic was able to take down one. Roka finds one as well, pushing that smoke in the doorway there, but Drake is going to be able to find one. Draw Soul takes in with one, and it's on Stanislaw in a 1 versus 2. He gets cleaned up, but a decent amount of economical damage being done. But we're coming into the final round of this first half, and there's enough money on Simphis to drop a gun for his teammate. But again, because this is going to go back to the old adage that 3 can drop 2, but 2 can't drop 3. Look at the money situation that they're in. Now, Simphis and Sanks can both drop guns, and they were lucky enough that Automatic had enough money in the bank to be able to buy.
Yeah.
And Roka with an auto sniper. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, they did have... So, Valens and Roka both had 4K, so they technically could have bought themselves as well. Yeah, the auto sniper on his back. We'll see where he goes ahead and just decides to take that. It is going to be in the B bomb site like you would expect, and he's going to head all the way back into Chicken Coop, which is just about the position you'd want to play with that auto sniper as they'd exit or enter into that B bomb site. But right now, big emphasis in the B halls from the coast side, which is not promising if they head into the way of that auto sniper.
And the real scary part about this is actually one of the first angles that people would check as they come into that bomb site. But he's going to be able to just take 2 shots and take down Drake, and that is a great opening frag. And he doesn't even move from that position because there's really no need to. They're going to have to peek into him. He doesn't have to peek into them. So there you go. And there's the push out. And there's the spam. He's going to find 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to leave it on Invert and Draw Soul. And Draw Soul is going to be able to find one. So they brought it back now onto a 2 versus 2. But Valens is sitting there still, and he's doing it well. He's very stalwart in this matchup, and he's got one more to beat. That's going to be Invert, and that bomb site as that smoke fades. And Automatic coming all the way around from the flank through Broken Wall. Let's see what they've got. There's the peek out, and Automatic's going to find good damage down to 51 HP. The nade to follow is going to drop him down to 50. And now Valens and Automatic looking to go to work here. Flashbang around the corner. He's going to peek out, but that's the Valens cleaning it up. And Complexity are going to take this one 16-14 as the defuse comes out. Automatic does get the defuse, so 16-14 is going to be your final score, and that is going to be the final for this last matchup of the evening, guys. So once again, for us here at ESEA TV and ESL ESEA Pro League, we thank you all for tuning in and watching. And again, thank you to my constituent here, Holden, for filling in for Moses while he had some internet issues. So thanks again, Holden, for joining me tonight for this beautiful Pro League evening.
Yeah, no problem. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I could hop in, although I am going to shame Moses tomorrow because this is his job, not mine.